First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. All right, and through the Spirit, you already know what time it is. You already know what's going on with this whole situation, as they just sparked up this new propaganda. And at the end of the day, this is all leading towards the downfall of this place. Okay, we're getting to the part of the movie, all right, where things are starting to pick up, and they're starting to pick up at a very quick and rapid pace. And in order for these devils don't even realize that they're the ones ushering in the end of their kingdom. Because through the Spirit and power of Yahweh, oh man, the sun is here. But through the Spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem El Shai, the Lord is putting that Spirit on them to fulfill their plans. As a matter of fact, we can start with Micah 2:1. You got Revelation? Oh, cool, that's it. So the Lord is putting the Spirit on them to fulfill their plans without realizing that the fulfillment of their plans is really going to lead to the downfall of their kingdom. So when they come out with these new narratives and this Omicron and all of this, that, and the third, they don't realize that, yeah, they're making haste, but they're making haste onto their downfall. So that's why we welcome it. Okay? 2 and 1. Right.
Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand.
That's right, and that's these devils. That's the higher elite of these devils, right? The modern day Chaldeans, so to speak, because when you go back to ancient Babylon, the Chaldeans were known as the upper echelon, the higher class, the esoteric class, so to speak, of the Babylonian Empire. Okay, and so that consisted of their wise men, their elites, their witches, their warlocks, their sorcerers, and that's why Paul mentions in Ephesians the 6th chapter that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and spiritual wickedness in high places, because this thing is actually real. Okay, so read that again.
Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it.
So what does it mean they devise iniquity? Meaning that they come up with these plans, right? Psalm 64, where it says, all right, where they do a diligent search, but they sit down and think. That's where you get these different meetings from. These Bilderberg meetings, these COP meetings, these so on and so forth, that they get together this how many times a year. They actually come up with plans. Okay, how can we institute this agenda that we have? And this agenda that they have is iniquity. Okay, because they're not governed by the law of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. They are anti-Heavenly Father. They are anti-scriptures. So everything they do is on the left-hand side. All right, and so as it says, they devise iniquity. So let's read that real quick.
There's a book of Psalms chapter 64, verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
So it says they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. So in their searching of iniquities, because they have the technology now, with that technology, and when they go around and they do the research and they dig out and find these things, they don't do it for the benefit of people. They do it so that they can use it on the left-hand side. Oh, well, okay, are demons real? Oh, the spirit world is real? Okay, cool. How can we use that left-handed energy to further our agenda, to put spells on people? Why do you think the television is designed that way? Okay, as a box, and you see this, you're looking directly in the face of this other sorcerer, okay, this hypnosis expert, okay, and they got, pretty much like their shoulder up to their face, they're looking at you. And if you pay attention to how these news anchors speak, they all have a certain rhythmic way of talking to you, okay? They look at you, really they're reading something off of the script in the back, but they're looking at you in the eyes, they're telling you this, they're compelling you to believe what they're telling you. So that's why somebody can sit in front of the TV all day, and just like that, they're telling lies to their vision. That's why it's called television. Okay, they're telling lies to their vision. The person wakes up after being brainwashed, and they go about, television programming, because that television is the medium of the elites to you, and the elites are telling. See, how do they commercialize something that they want? How do they get you to buy something they want? They don't come out and tell you, hey, get up and go buy this. I just made it. No. They'll put it in a commercial, and where's the commercial broadcasted through? Your TV, your smartphones, right? That medium. And then in the medium, the way they'll put it is they'll advertise it, they'll put the nice music in the back, they'll give examples of people who've done it, they'll tell you how much better your life can be when you actually partake in whatever it is. They'll tell you all the benefits, and then the side effects, they'll run through it like super speed, right? And then next thing you know, you find yourself in the store like, oh shit, this is what I saw on the TV, you know? Or they'll say, order right now, we're limited in stock, blah, 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 blah. And then you go ahead and do it. Because they're compelling you through that medium and through the sorceries that they're putting on you and your children, okay, to go and do as they want. That's how they keep people in check.
Yeah, so I saw a commercial yesterday or today. It was going into Black Friday sales. And it says they was trying to sell a TV. And I was like, yo, this is propaganda 101 right there, man. He said, oh, you see, they show a guy in his living room watching the TV, and they show what's on the TV within the TV. All right, whatever the guy is watching is like this nice vacation, and then it's like this lavish life that they're watching through the TV. So then the guy, the commercial dude, the guy who's enchanting, he goes like, we're not trying to sell you the TV. We're trying to sell you the images that the TV gives you. So now how are you going to be able to engage in those images? You got to go get that TV. Now, if I told you to go get the TV, you might think I'm trying to sell you something.
Right.
So I'm not going to sell it to you. Like, for example, the Vanessa. You want everyone to get the Vanessa, so they don't say, go outright and go get the Vanessa. They tell you the reasons why you should get the Vanessa. You see, now they're not selling you directly the item or the product. They sell you an idea of why you should get the product.
Right.
That's propaganda. Propaganda 101.
Yep.
You know, these businesses, they always knew that if we tell these people, yo, go get a piano, they don't need a piano. But if I can give you a life, if you have a piano you could live, then you're gonna get that piano, man, because that life that you saw on TV, even though it's fake and acted out, you looked at it as real.
Means to an end.
There you go. You know, so that's propaganda right there. They do that with everything.
Yep.
Right?
Like the brother was saying, the word medium goes with the same word as media. You know, most these newses and all the commercials is a form of media, and at the end of the day, they are the medium, the middleman from suggesting that y'all go and make this covenant with Satan, because we got a covenant with the Lord, but right now Satan is trying to tally up as many people as he can to get the covenant with their agenda, with what they doing, which is through media. So medium is the middle, and so is the media, because the media is the people who give us those suggestions to say, oh yeah, this is wrong or this is right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they the middleman.
Yep. And you've always had that. In all different empires, you've always had that. You know, and so these devils have utilized and taken advantage of that and how to control the people, because it's all deception. It's all what you see on TV is all deception, because you go in real life and it ain't the same. No, they might tell you, oh, y'all, a certain dress. They're gonna get a supermodel that has a badass body and throw the dress on her. You want to look like, get the dress. This is what the dress looks like. And then they show memes about it all the time. You get the dress and you look like a whole barrel with freaking a skirt on or some shit. And you're like, yo, this is not how I saw it on TV. Yeah, because when you look at a commercial and they show a burger, they show you the tricks behind it. The freaking syrup they're using is motor oil, right? They're using glue sometimes for the butter or whatever the case may be, you know, and then they really just position it in a way where they move everything to the front, they stack it up, they spray it, and then they just put the camera there, and the products they use ain't even real products. So when you go to the store and you see the sandwich, you're like,
dried out.
Shit? Yeah, you're like, this flat ass, you know, dry ass shit. The buns look rotten. This is not what I saw on TV. How come, you notice you never get the Big Mac they show on TV? That's not the same shit you get at the store.
But they make people believe that you can get those things because of something known as company policy, right? They're able to say, well, look, McDonald's, we all know McDonald's is full of shit. We know animals, rodents, roaches, they don't even eat McDonald's.
Right.
So that's what we're saying in the car. When you see a female sitting at McDonald's, you know her insides is rotten, man. Because she's eating something that's not even supposed to be eaten. But anyway, people will never try to put McDonald's out of business. You know why? Because McDonald's understands how the people think, public opinion. All they had to do was open it up to people and say, look, this is the ingredients that we use, like Subway. We eat fresh. They use terms like this so you associate it with good things. They say, oh, you could come into our business, you could order whatever you want. Yo, you could send people to come into our kitchen, come see how clean we are. You could see the kind of food, the kind of items we use to make the food for you. So they do all these things, and people think, oh, okay, yeah, that's good, that's valid. If a company is opening up to us and saying we could come in and be transparent with us, then we're gonna trust them.
Right.
And then as time goes on, once they gain your trust, they know you're not gonna question anything else because the original information in your mind is, oh, they're good people. Oh, they're doing it for the people. They're standing up for the people. They have your best interest at heart. Oh, it went through the FDA, it's been approved. They went through the process. Oh, the FDA has approved it. CDC says okay, that means it's safe to eat, right? Little did you know that the FDA is actually, the heads of the FDA now used to be part of Monsanto. And they were all part of a class action lawsuit going into pesticide that was in food and different chemicals that caused people a lot of damages, man. People suffered skin diseases and all kinds of different things off of the products that they were using. So, so all these chemicals is brought into the food, from the field into the food, where people could be affected by it, man. So not only did they put the GMOs in the food for you to eat for all these years, but now they're like, nah, enough of that. Now let's get to people themselves, and we're gonna do it through the thing.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
If I may say, most processed foods like the cheese in McDonald's, the burgers, the buns, all of that have a chemical in it which preserves it, which is the preservatives.
Yeah.
And it's like you really literally spraying plastic on your products.
Yeah.
It's more. It goes more than just the wax that's harvest. They spray plastic on the products that make your food. That's why it was an experiment when they put a fire underneath a French fry. It did not burn.
Cheese too.
Yeah.
The
turns
cheese
black.
didn't burn. The preservative that's on that stuff is literally hydroglycerin, which is like a high grade wax, a high grade plastic that you literally eat in plastic with mostly everything that you eat.
Yeah, we do food shopping all the time for people and stuff. And yo, you go to the bread aisle. I'm like, yo, how long has this bread been here? You look at the bread, I'm like, yo, people actually eat this. It's not fresh. I'm like, it's not even gonna cut as bread, man. You couldn't feed this to a rat.
Right.
You couldn't.
You're
You know,
like, nigga, you trying to kill me?
yeah, exactly. But people actually eat this stuff. They actually order. You smell it. You be like, damn, this is not bread, bro.
Synthetic.
Like, I'm like, how do people eat this shit? You know?
Esau is so clever that they come up with preservatives and chemicals that go past the smell and everything. Like
Right.
you'll be having shelf life like 2 weeks. Like I have a loaf of bread in my house. I'm like,
Months.
no mold, no
Yeah,
nothing.
months.
But if you go to eat it, then your insides is feeling it.
Yeah, my Eve got some bread a year ago, and we left that shit there for like 3-4 months. There was no mold on it. It was just there. I'm like, yo, this is what we were eating the whole time? And I said, nah, throw that shit out. We're not eating this shit no more. Nah,
Yeah, because my mom be making bread, you know what I mean, regular, natural way and shit. And I remember it was like 3 days without touching it, and it was on the outside. It started to have that mold grow on it.
Yeah.
You know, I got tight because it went to waste, but I'm like, yo, but then you got that wheat bread that's on the table, that shit looking fresh as shit. You know, and you sitting there like, yo, hold up. That shit, it been like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and the shit look like a nice slice over there. You wondering why, what's the difference? Because those preservatives, that's what it's called. But at what cost is it preserving your food? And what is it gonna do to you when you eat it? Why do you think mold grows on it? To let you know, look, it's past its expiration date. You know, if it's actual natural, everything in the ancient world, man, we ain't have no refrigerators. You know what I'm saying? We ain't have the shit that you have today to preserve things. You know, there were certain things you could preserve using natural ways, but it wouldn't be for long. So they would constantly be making fresh food because you're supposed to eat fresh food. That's why the things are constantly growing out of the earth. So you can constantly eat fresh. Not like Subway, because you don't eat fresh at Subway. All right? They bring them frozen ass chicken, they warm it up, and then they feed it to you. That's not fresh eating.
Hey, there was information that came out, I think, a week ago that there's so-called tuna.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
even
yeah,
tuna.
yeah,
They found
yeah.
DNA of freaking pork,
Yep.
beef, all kinds of chicken. You know, and people are like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, the bread. Remember we used to say it's yoga mats?
Yeah.
It's actually yoga mats. It sounds ridiculous, but that's what it is.
Yep.
You see, that's the reality. But when people are exposed to that, they're like, that's ridiculous, bro. They wouldn't do some shit like that. How do you think they make all this money?
Like the Impossible Burger. Well, like, yo, you really telling people they eating something that's from the plant that gives off a meat taste y'all tested it and y'all went into the laboratory to come up with that idea. Cause everything that they say is impossible. You get the idea like, yo, it's vegan, it's fresh, it's vegetable. No, it's impossible because they put together a recipe that is beyond your imagination.
Beyond me.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's beyond me. Let's get back to where we're at.
Got a quick precept.
Come on, you can bring it out.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 3. It says, "Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee."
And hey, the scriptures tell you that the children in this world, on their generation, are wiser than the children of light, right? Because them being wiser than Daniel, mainly that's through their technology, because the wisdom that the Lord blessed Daniel with was, you know, even the book and as referred to it as the wisdom of the gods, right? Because he was like, yo, you know things that the normal average individual cannot possibly know. How do you know the dream that I had, and you know, interpret it, you know, and they'd be accurate at that. And in this world, the way they do it is through different technological means to predict things, to measure this and that and this, and then say, okay, well, this is gonna happen if we do it this way. You know, we can look up here and based on the satellite images and stuff, this means this. And in that, they use it to study people as well, psychology, okay, and all of these things, so they know how to manipulate people. But and the average individual makes it easy for them, okay, because they don't question anything. They've been dumbed down so much that whatever you tell them, they're gonna take it. You know, but it's funny when we tell them something, they become super scholars. Right. You know, they question everything you say. Well, how do you know that's true? When is that? Show me the proof of this. But then when you see it on TV, you don't even ask one question. So you may come to us and try to regurgitate what you saw on the TV, and then we may ask you one question about it, and you don't know how to answer because the TV didn't tell you that.
Hey, you saw such a liar. Yo, this nigga is able to create storylines for animals. When you watch the Animal Channel, they'll be like, and she's growing, and how you know that? How you know that's what they think?
Right.
They create all these storylines.
Yeah, that's true. I don't
like,
it.
oh, and then she's looking for a mate. So she's walking through here. She left her children here, so they're crying, Mama, where are you? And then she's coming here hunting, and then she ran into her opponent, and then the hyenas. Oh man, and I'm like, it's so perfect.
And they've been lying in wait for a couple of days
right,
now.
exactly. It's like,
how you know that?
I'm like, they create all these crazy ass storylines, man. Like, and when it seemed like it was impossible, the pride came and saved the day. I'm like, this is like a movie,
like two
bro.
different lines that you recorded right there. The old line done died 2 weeks ago. You jumped on a new one saying, look, remember the line from last week? Look like she finally found her cubs. No, she ain't. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about the deer, the antelope.
Yeah.
You know, this family, they've been going. I'm like, you gonna tell me you gonna follow a polar bear from one end of the winter, wherever pole he's at, to the other end, just to tell us a story about how he's feeling? You know, he's been going for a couple of months now. You know, he barely has any food. He's gonna die any day now. Then it's been a couple of weeks, any day now. You know,
he finds the warriors.
He finds the warriors,
and he survives.
I'm like, yo, these damn devils, bro. Like you said, they go, they put a storyline to everything. This is this, this is that, this is this. You know, but hey, at the end of the day, man, you're still gonna be destroyed.
That's it.
So let's go to 12 and 12, and then Jeremiah.
Right, because now we're in the time where we're actually seeing, all right, the prophecies coming to life. We're starting to see and hear the spake as a dragon part of this beast. Okay, you're hearing it from different countries, you're seeing it from different countries, and the people are waking up to it. You see, so it's just a matter of time for Esau to kick into the next gear to have some type of control. Because if he lets this shit go on for about another month, yo, he might lose it all, man. Because you got Australia now, they just outright just saying that, look, if you're anti-mandate, you're anti-vax, you're anti-this. And there's no room or toleration for people like that. He said, I don't care what your Vanessa status is. If you go against the mandates that were put, and we ain't going to tolerate that because you're putting other people's lives at risk. Right? People who are on Vanessa, they're saying that they're going to round you up and take you to camps.
So they're already doing that.
They're already doing it. You know, they're going to take people to camps and so on and so forth. So they're creating a division, and they're saying that the way it's going to work here in America, unlike Australia, is they need help. So if you're a Vanessa and you see other people engaging in certain things that makes them, quote unquote, put other people's lives at risk, you're gonna have to snitch. So your next door neighbor is gonna be watching you. You know, yo, I saw 3 cars parked in front of his building. Yeah, like 5 different people came out. So it's more the capacity that you can have in your house. You know, and now that they're pushing for this the carbon thing, the climate change shit, guess what? Soon they're gonna tell everyone to wear a mask. and you're gonna be
Reduce your
limited.
carbon
Exactly,
footprint.
man. So it's about to get really, really bad out here, man. People think it's a joke. You're gonna be mandated to wear a mask. You can't go outside without the mask because you're putting out oxygen. You're messing up the environment. All right. So here it is. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time."
That's right. And also from there, jump to verse 17.
Okay, come.
Because ultimately, what are they doing right now? Why do you think they're moving so fast? You know, at first it might be a couple of years, and then they'll bring something new. But now they're moving in months, weeks, days. You know, deadline, oh, December, we're going to push this. In January, we're going to push this. And then sign up. So these devils know that, yo, time is running out, man. We can't keep playing with these people. And they're noticing that the speed at which they're moving, people are waking up. So, but they're like, if we stop now, they're going to keep waking up at this rate. If we keep going, F it, you know? And if they get to the point where they wake up enough to revolt, put them down.
It's going to get so bad to the point. That's why the scripture says, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So whatever tricks Esau got up his sleeve is about to be unraveled, man. They're going to get a lot of people because now you're hearing things about smallpox. You're hearing things about Omicron, right? You're hearing things about the new variant, which might be called Mu. Who knows, right? They're saying the South African variant. They're blocking countries, banning countries. So now you're watching, they're starting the trend of concentration camps and banning of travel at the same time. You see, now they're talking about boosters. If you haven't gotten your booster, you're considered unvaccinated altogether. So they're creating a whole a system of collapse. We got to put the people in a state of despair, destruction, pain, suffering, no hope, and then we're going to come in with the force, man. Beat them to a pulp and then force everything, whatever it is that they want to force on the people, man. So that's how you know that the MOTB is right at the door. It's right at the door, man. All right? So verse 17, it says, Revelation chapter 12, verse 17, it says, "And the dragon was wroth with the woman."
Which the dragon, we know, is really Esau's power structure, right? Esau really, all right, because right now we know that it's in the form of NATO and the EU, you know, which is spearheaded by America, but that's Esau, all right. In the ancient pagan Roman Empire, it was a pagan Roman Empire, but it was still Esau, all right. So it says they were wroth with the woman, meaning they were angry, okay. You gonna say that?
Now I was going to say that they are the ones that you see now heading all this destruction that's happening to people. When you look at the world right now, all these so-called heads of states and leaders of society, what do they all look like? They all
Right.
got the same look.
Right.
So-called white men with suit and tie, and we got to listen to them, right? That's it. Those are the Edomites, man. Those are the Edomites that the scripture is talking about because they commune and laid snares privily, man. You know, so they could what? Entrap the children of Israel, Jacob, ultimately. All right. It says, "And went to make war with the remnant of her seed."
Now the woman represents Israel, and the remnant of her seed is the elect.
It says, "Which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahushua Hamashiach."
And the testimony of Yahushua is prophecy, and that's why it tells you that in the in Revelation 13 that what they that would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And who are they that are not going to worship the image of the beast is really going to be the elect. Now you're going to have certain individuals that aren't of the elect that are still going to fight back, but hey, you just got to give it to them raw. At the end of the day, if you're not of the elect, you're not of the elect. You can fight back as hard as you want, you're still going to be put down, you know. And if you're on the soils of America, if you're not of the elect, you're not making it into a chariot.
There's a book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 70. It says, For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
See that? In every place. So you're not going to have somewhere to go run, right? In every place. And that's why everything you see going on is a worldwide thing, okay?
Well, it says, there shall be like madmen sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
So they're going, when these soldiers come out, they're going to come out to do their orders. And the Lord is going to put a ruthless spirit upon them to where what you're saying is going to be sounding like you're speaking another language. Like they don't understand what you're saying. You ever seen that where they come masked up and everything? And you're talking to them and they're just standing there. You know? Just standing there. And if the order says kill, boom, that's it. Like for those who have seen Squid Games, like those workers in Squid Games who got the pink on and they got the mask on, they just do as they told. You know? They walk, 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 walk. They see you, they look, oh, you going off? Bang, that's it. They're gonna be like madman sparing none. Whatever the order is, if it says, yo, this block from here over here, those are round them up. That block, put to death. Red zone, that. What do you think they're gonna do when they get up in there? It doesn't matter if you coming out the snow. No, they come to that door. They come with their helicopters. They breaking through the windows. They coming through the roof. They're putting everybody down to death. They might line you all up and give you public executions. All right, but whatever the case is, they are gonna do as they're told. People think people today, especially these women, who think that, you know what, I'm gonna act tough. Really, it's a bluff. That tough act is a bluff. And when it doesn't work, then they start pleading and crying and begging, thinking that that's their last resort, but it'll work, right? Because nobody wants to hurt a crying woman, right? In that time, you're gonna find out that when they grabbing you by the hand, they stomp you in the face and then they drag you some more, and your weave falls off, and they find out you actually bald, and then whatever little strands of hair you got, they start pulling that and pulling your ass, scalping your shit in the process. You're gonna realize, yo, this shit ain't no joke. Like, real quick, I saw a video that was put up by the brother Yashalom, GMS Watchman, and they said, I don't need a man, I don't need no man. And you can see in the video, there was like 3 thugs that came in, try to break into the house. And then there was, since the woman had a man in there, he fought them off, right? You know, he punched them, fought them off, and they fled. And you see the woman, I guess maybe she was hiding somewhere, but she jumped down, she on the phone with the cops like, oh my gosh, and shit.
Oh, shit.
Now, if the dude wasn't in the house, because he barely managed to fight them off, but if he wasn't in the house, what you think? You think she gonna stand there? She would have been done. She would have been food all day, all night, and everything in that house. So you want to talk about I don't need no man? People are getting bold, man. They breaking into houses, you know. So you keep playing that game, like it says, they're gonna be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. So if you are claiming to serve Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you better be in it all the way. Because like it says, him that knew his Lord's will and didn't do it is going to get beaten with many stripes.
Right, and you got to understand that the times that we're coming in, the scripture says that the doors of mercy are being closed. So if you're a woman who doesn't have that protection, like actual physical protection, I'm not talking about guns. Because when all hell breaks loose, not if, but when it breaks loose, guess what? You need to have physical protection. And we have our physical protection, but it's all spiritual. Okay, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua got his angels on lock. They're going to protect the men of the Lord, the women of the Lord, the children of the Lord, the elect. Okay? But the women who are not part of this thing, you're not going to be negotiating against a thug or a freaking a robot MK Ultra that soldier coming out to do his job.
You ain't going to hear shit.
Right. You're not speaking to a man. You're speaking to a spirit that the Lord has sent to create destruction, to bring judgment. And if you're on the red list of the Lord, if you're on the Lord's red list, there is no negotiating, bro.
That's it.
We can't help you. We can't cry on your behalf. Oh, Father, please, you know, I knew her years ago, but no, we can't do that. You know, we worried about ourselves. You know, we worried about those who are part of this thing. So if you're in part of it, yo, it's too bad. And remember, when things get tough, those who are in the inner circle are very prestigious, man. You don't look at people in the outside circle and be like, you know what, you could come in. Nah, bro. No. Anything you do, if you're in the outside circle and there are people who are in the inner circle of something that benefits you, you don't want any old person just come in.
Right.
It's like, nah, you gotta work for this, bro. It's rare. I'm not just gonna share with you just because you're crying. You're part of this. So that's when that's what the scripture says. The Lord is gonna make a man more precious than fine gold. Fine gold, man. So we're gonna be made so precious that a woman is gonna look at us and be like, yo, this guy could protect me and he could provide for me. Isaiah 4:1. You know, she's just gonna talk her shit just to be in your good graces, man. You see, because they know, all right, worst comes to worst. She doesn't have a gun. She doesn't have a physical any weapon to fight against these 3 thugs that came into the house. The man, he didn't have nothing. He used his hand.
So he was a man. He
exactly,
had that adrenaline.
Exactly. And he had a woman there, and you have way more adrenaline when you have a female to protect.
Yeah, somebody to protect.
Exactly. Yeah. If you were alone, yo, you could do fight or flight. All right, you know what? These guys, I could take them. You know what? Let's do it. What's up? And if you're like, nah, you know what? I'm gonna avoid this shit. I'm out. If you chase me, then it's a different story. But I'm out. You know. But once you have a female there, you're not gonna run.
If I'm out, who's going?
Right. You faster than her.
That's it.
She gonna get got.
That's it.
So what you gonna do? You gonna stand your ground. Even if you're gonna get beat up, at least you're gonna buy time. Yo, dip.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna hold these niggas off. You know. But
and it was like a one door, so one at
door.
a time, right?
Exactly. So if you don't have the protection of a man of the Lord in them days, you're screwed, man. You're screwed. We're looking for protection from Yahweh Shem Shai, and you females gonna be looking for protection from your Lord, which is the man of the Lord, man.
That's it.
That's it.
Because that's the order that the Heavenly Father set up.
That's it.
I saw a video. It was like a prank video, but it was this dude and his girl in the staircase. Like they were going in like a parking lot kind of staircase. And you know, during Halloween, you got people that dress up as clowns, and they got like this big ass hammer melon shit, and dudes just they wait. Oh, they got one where they'll put a fake body with a watermelon head, and then he'll wait till he sees somebody come down, and they're gonna smash it, and he'll pick it up and start chasing him and shit. And he's mad fast too, so you just see this clown like chasing your ass. And the dude got there, you know, he's walking with his girl and shit, and he's like, oh shit. And then the dude looks at him, he looks at the head, boom, then he looks up at him like, I'm coming for your ass. So the dude sees the clown, and he's like, ah, hell no. And he just dips, and the chick is like, wait, hold up, wait. So he takes a couple steps in, he's like, oh fuck, my girl. So he runs back, picks her up on his shoulder, and then he runs away with her. Now, in that situation, like you were saying, if she didn't have him, and the spirit ain't jump on him, of course it was a prank, but if it ain't jumping on, because you're going to have some dudes, man, a lot of these girls, they're like these thugs, because they're rough and they're bad and this shit, you're going to see real bad then. When that shit happens, he ain't gonna take 2 steps and, oh shit, my girl, come back. No, he's gonna be down 10 blocks, cutting her right, stealing somebody's car and out, and then when he's there, oh shit, I forgot about Shorty. It's alright, it's whatever, you know? And she gonna be there like, yo, I thought this he was my ride or die. He caressed me, he told me he loved me. He didn't love you for shit. He loved what you did to him, but in that time, it's gonna take a strong spirit. Because when you're in the face of danger, initially, your flesh gets afraid. That's normal. Look at Elijah. Elijah called on fire from heaven. Elijah caused a drought. He knew he was a man of the Lord. But when Jezebel wanted his ass, he was afraid. And he ran. He said, Lord, look, no, I ain't doing this, man. Yeah.
You know, he was a warrior. And he fled.
Yeah.
Yahushua, he had to flee. You know, so at some point, at a certain point, you can't fight everyone, man.
That's right.
You gotta get to a point where you're like, Father, I leave this to you. You got me. I can't. I'm tired. I'm tired of running. I'm tired of fighting. You know, that's why Yahushua is there. Revelation 2 and 10 or 3 and 10, where he says what? Thou has kept the patience. I'll also keep thee in the hour of temptation. We're entering into a time where we need divine intervention. The part right now, we're at the part where we could physically go through the fight with the help of Yahweh Shem Shai, which is the spirit of faith, the gift of faith. We can go through it, all right? But when it gets to the point where, at this point, it's Father, where we gonna go? That's when we get that support, you know, that extra, you know, support, that leverage, which is something that not everyone is gonna get. You see, not everyone is gonna get that. So that's what we're talking about. This work that we're doing is to receive salvation and mercy until we make it to the chariot. Because whatever we're getting in the kingdom, whatever we're doing here is not good enough to buy it. You know, so it's a gift that we accept. Like, Father, the water, you know, this is a gift. Like, we can't pay you back, so we're not even going to go into that. God. But right now, we're going to labor for what's coming from here on out, man, to hold us down so we can get some food when there's no food. You know, we can get shelter when there's no shelter. A lot of people are not doing that. So you put in the work now so the Lord can hold you down till the chariot comes, man. That's really the goal. That's really what we're doing. You know?
Yeah. But real quick, I want to finish my point. So it's going to take a strong spirit for the Lord to put upon you in that time to be in the face of danger and to still stand firm and say, yo, I'm not just going to run, because there's people here that I got to, you know, they depend on me right now through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. The easy choice is going, I forgot, I think it was the elder tells on me, said he had a dream that he was running, they were both running with somebody and he got shot. And I think he said the person just kept on running, you know, so-called brother or whatever, but he just kept on running out of fear. But then, you know, after he got shot and everything, he revived. Like the Lord put the spirit back in it, right? Now, in that, let's say you're getting chased by troops and you're like, yo, we out. And then you're just in flight mode. And your brother gets shot. Like, oh shit, they got me, you know, he starts limping and shit. How many of you are actually gonna stop knowing that you about to get caught and be like, yo, and come back? Because you know when you come back, you both gonna get caught. But are you still gonna knowing that, are you still gonna stop and come back and say, you know what, fuck it. Even if we get caught, come, let's go. A lot of people, you think, yo, nah, Lord got him, and then they just gonna run. and you down getting shot, that moment of realization is gonna hit you like, oh shit, hold on, I thought that was a brother. You know, I thought you would. What happened to? Nah, man. And in that time, you gonna realize, because if you're the type, oh, well, he's a brother, or I'm next to him, so I know I'm gonna be good. The Lord might do that to you, and you're gonna find out the hard way. Like, stop putting your trust in man, because man is man. You gotta trust in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. And you might end up in the back of a van, and the whole time you're not even worried about the fact that you cuffed or that you shot. You in your mind, you like, yo, that brother really left me. You know, like you in the back of the van, like, oh shit, like, damn, like this is crazy, you know? What we got?
Yeah. I saw a movie, The Wire, and he was saying it like the kids all came in there, they all came together, and they made an agreement that they're gonna go fight against the other rival gangs that was in the corners. So when they got there, they said, yo, this is how we're gonna play, blah, blah. And then the plan backfired. So they all dipped. So they were being chased by the guys that they were gonna attack. So one of the guys, he got caught and he was getting jumped, and his boys kind of stopped. They looked at it, they're like, damn, he got caught in between, just like the same thing you just said. He looked at it, thought about it, he's seen the ass whooping his brother's getting, he's like, nah, I'm out, and he dipped. And then his boy actually survived it. So he came up to him and he was like, yo, where's everyone? So he's the one who got his ass whooped so he could take the beating so all his brothers could leave. He sacrificed himself. So he came back, he was like, yo, did everyone make it? Because I put myself in the line for y'all. I hope all y'all niggas made it.
Right, look at
so
that.
he's asking questions and all that. And then he looked at his boy in the face. He said, yo, you didn't get touched. He said, yeah. He said, what happened? He said, I ran. He said, you ran? He said, yeah. And he looked at him and he just walked away. I was like, damn, bro. And I was like, damn, that's tough, bro. That's like you turning your back, man. You gotta be in it till the end. You gotta be in that spirit of, nah, just like the men with King David.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? King David was like, look, I'm not gonna drink this water. You all went there, got the water and brought it over here. You didn't even drink anything. Nah, fuck that. We in this together. You know, that's the spirit you're supposed to be in, man. Because if you want to be a soldier for Yahushua, guess what? It comes with humility. It comes with sacrifice. It comes with selflessness. You know, like Yahushua, you got to have a trait of an actual shepherd. Did King David wrestle lions and bears for sheep, for lambs? You know, so we got to be in the same type of time, but in the spiritual sense. You know, but soon it's going to get physical, man. Trust and believe it's going to get physical because these devils ain't playing.
Yep.
They're not playing, man. You know,
and even the disciples.
Yeah.
When they came for the Lord, they said they scattered. It was only, I think, I know Peter and John.
Right.
They followed the Lord. You know. Now, in the midst, imagine the kind of spirit it took for Peter to do what he did.
Right.
Because cutting the ear of that servant of the high priest with the whole armies and they standing right there, you know Peter was in the zone of, look, I'm ready to die for you, Lord.
Yep, that's right.
But prophecy said that wasn't the route he had to go down. You know, but yet he still followed. And even Peter, after he followed the Lord, what did he deny? He denied the Lord. They said, yo, aren't you one of the now, why didn't Peter, you surely got to be them. Why didn't Peter say, yeah, I mean, I did tell the Lord I would ride for him, so yo, F this, man, I am one of them, man. You let him go right now, I'm gonna do something to you. He got mad that they would, you know, and 3 times, you know, so.
The Lord told him he would do it.
Exactly. You know, so it's going to take a heavy spirit, man. I'm telling you, it's going to take a heavy spirit now. Now, in the sense that, okay, if it's 2 brothers, you know, one of them is like, oh, and then he dips. The other one, you know what I mean? You still a dude, you know, you can still make it through. But when you're defenseless, you know, like, let's say it's like one guy with a knife. He's chasing two brothers, right? If one runs, the other brother, you still can fight him off with the adrenaline, right? Cool. Now, if it's a dude and his girl and you got to do it with a knife, and then the girl's man runs away, what is she gonna do? She ain't gonna, look, man, women don't kick into the same adrenaline level that men do when they're in that fear, that fight or flight response.
They break down and they scream.
That's it, because that's their natural instinct. That's why the Lord gave them that voice. You know, she's not going to turn into the Hulk and box this dude down and have him running away. No, you know, but men, the Lord is your adrenaline is gonna pump, and your adrenaline, when it hits a certain level, it actually unlocks because your body has reserves of strength. You know, there was actually a story of a dude who went mountain climbing, and there was like this heavy, like I think they said it weighed almost a ton, and there was a boulder that came, it rolled onto him. Now it didn't land on him, it did, but he caught it and he basically lifted it and threw it off. And they said it's impossible for him to have naturally, no man, you don't have that strength. But they said once the adrenaline was pumping in a life and death situation, his body just mustered up that strength out of nowhere, and he lifted it. They said his muscles were all messed up after that, because he had the strength, but your body can't take that kind of toll, that kind of strength.
That's that Samson shit.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. You know, so hey, heavy times, man. But that's why it says in Isaiah 32 that what, a man shall be more precious than a man shall be in hiding place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 32 and 2. Where are we at?
Revelation 12 and 17.
Yeah, Jeremiah 50. Whoever got it, we can start at the first verse. You know, so it's gonna be some real heavy times, man. You know, hey, I forgot where it was, but you know, we used to talk about it, where you could have somebody in maybe somebody in a wheelchair, for example, where they can walk, but they can't really walk. You know, so they either using the stroller thing or a wheelchair, and in a life and death situation, they can actually, like, they'll run. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My man's is like this. Next thing you know, he's out. Like, you know, you turn on the, you know what I'm saying? Because the adrenaline, man, will get you to do some shit. You know, it get you to do some shit.
There's power in that. That's why these devils, they drink something called adrenochrome. They scare the victim to the point where they get to that fight or flight response, and they kill them. And they get the blood from there, so they get the blood at the highest peak, you know, of the person's spirit. That's wicked as all hell, man. And they drink it, and they say it gives them a crazy high, man.
Oh shit.
It's crazy. These devils are crazy.
Yeah, wild as shit.
You know?
Wild as shit. That's why they're gonna be destroyed.
Yeah.
They have to be taken out of place, man. Ruling peace.
And those kind of rituals, only thing they trying to do is seek the level of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? With not having to be triggered, you could experience those kind of emotions of sadness or happiness or shock. Well, all just by drinking somebody's freshly deceased blood.
Yeah.
They do that, like you said.
Yep. That's the sickness of these devils.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 1. The word that Yahweh spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet.
Now, when you go back to the time of Jeremiah, you know, right around like 620 something, you know, 6th century BC, so on and so forth. When he got the word, Jeremiah was a boy, right? So he was under the age of 12. So he had to be very, very young. And his whole life, you know, the Lord set him up, and he was prophesying to the southern kingdom, because during the time of Jeremiah, the northern kingdom had already been taken out. They had already been deported. You know, the Assyrians had already taken their ass out. And this was basically the time of the Lord raising up the Babylonians to come up into power. And so Jeremiah is now prophesying to the southern kingdom that, hey, look, the Lord is about to raise up a nation, the Babylonians, to come up against you. And it's actually spiritual, because Isaiah, which was about 100 or so years before that, prophesied to Hezekiah that, look, there was a time when Hezekiah got sick. And when Hezekiah got sick, he actually, you had people from Babylon came up to Jerusalem. And he showed them his whole, you know, the houses and everything. That's it, yep. Merodach Baladan. And Isaiah came in there and said, yo, what did you guys talk about? What did you show them? He said, oh, you know, they gave me gifts and stuff, and I showed them everything in here, this, that, and the third. And he said, well, the same Babylonians you showed all this to are the same ones who are going to come in here and take it off. And that was hundreds of years before that prophecy got fulfilled. Nevertheless, in Jeremiah's time, the Lord would put the spirit on him to warn Jake that, yo, because of your wickedness, right, I'm going to send these Babylonians against you. But when they come against you, just listen, just obey, just be subject to them, and you will be fine. Jake said, no, we ain't doing that shit. Back and forth with Zedekiah, he's flipping back and forth. You know, sometimes he'll sneak and he'll come. So you said we got to listen to them. All right, this, but then he'll get convinced and say, nah, we're going to fight against them. Nevertheless, when you read the book of Jeremiah, there's certain chapters in there that are dealing with the history, where it's actually talking about that time. But there's also certain chapters in there that are prophetic, meaning they're talking about this Babylon. And that's why these scholars can't understand the fullness of these scriptures, because they'll read it and they'll try to find where in history that was fulfilled. And then when they can't find it, they'll make some shit up. and so that say that it was either allegorical or it had to have been fulfilled in this time because they don't understand prophecy. All right. So like we're about to read in Jeremiah 50, that was prophetic. Okay, Jeremiah was prophesying about another Babylon, which is this Babylon, Babylon the Great, or the daughter of Babylon.
When you read it, there's nothing that most of the things that it says never happened in the land of actual Babylon right now. It never happened. It's not recorded ever in history. Because if it did, that land wouldn't exist. Because at the end of it all, that place gets destroyed. You know, so that's talking about here in America, man. And you can see it. It's going down. It's finished. Regular people, you talk to them, they tell you, yeah, this place, yeah, it's over. Yeah, you were right. You said it months ago. You're right. I see it now.
Yep.
I see it now.
Yep. And they said nobody would inhabit that land. The Arabians shall not pitch tent there anymore. When you go to Iraq, they over there.
It's all Arabians.
Exactly. You know? You got it.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 2. Declare ye among the nations and publish.
Which means to make public.
Set up a standard, publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded.
And Bel is the name of one of the Babylonian gods, okay, or Baal. Now, the standard which ultimately we're lifting is the scriptures. The standard, the banner, the truth, the light, all of it, the beacon. Okay, and when we're lifting it, it's showing that we're coming in the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And anybody that is for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai gets drawn onto it like a beacon. That's why the Lord said, if I be lifted up, I shall draw all men to me. Because this truth is a beacon of light, you know, that attracts the elect. Those who seek the light, that's right.
Continue, Merodach is broken in pieces.
Merodach is also another one of their gods. Or in the other English saying Marduk, right? You had an individual named Mel Marduk, and then I believe in the scriptures he was referred to as evil Merodach.
Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken in pieces.
Right now, when, like I said, when you're reading it, it's talking about the Babylonian gods, but applying that today is still in effect, because what gods do you think Esau is using today? He's going back and using those ancient gods, those ancient rituals, those ancient idols today. Those priests, they're trying to conjure up those spirits because those so-called gods are really just demons, you know, and they're conjuring up that same spirit again. That's why modern day America has so many names. It's referred to as Assyria, is referred to as Babylon, is referred to as Egypt, is referred to as Sodom, you know, Rome.
Virgin daughter of the time.
Yep, because it's bringing back that spirit of all of them again.
Ancient Babylon, I forgot the name for it, but there was something called the gates of the gods, or the door to the gods. That's what happens when you go to Babylon, because Babylon had all these different gods in it. It was called either the door of the gods or the gates of the gods.
You can look at that. Yeah, and ancient Babylon was known as it was like a holy city, like a modern day Vatican, you know. And when you go into the time of what was this guy's name? I believe it was Sennacherib. I believe it was Sennacherib that had actually destroyed Babylon at that time. You know, he basically went up in there and destroyed that shit. And everybody got mad at him because they looked, even the Assyrians, they looked to Babylon as like a holy city type area, you know. And this guy ended up getting killed by his own two sons. So just like that, modern day Babylon is following in the ways of the ancient Babylon.
Verse 3, for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate.
And who's coming up out of the north? Ultimately Russia, okay, and these other nations, but Russia is going to be that head, okay, that guard, okay. And how are they going to destroy this place with those missiles?
For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate.
Which shall make her land desolate. And how are they going to make this land desolate? What is possibly going to make America desolate? Thermonuclear destruction. Okay? And the lasers from the chariots. And that's why the Lord said it's going to be a lake of fire. He said he's going to sweep this land with the besom of destruction. Okay, so from one area to another, it's just gonna be fire so much so it's like a lake just sweeping through. And everything afterwards is just dust and dirt and just burning.
And that's gonna happen at the coming of Yahushua.
Right.
The moment Yahushua cracks the skies, this place is done within 1 hour. Got a quick precept if I can bring it out. There's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 7. The lion is come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. He has gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy cities shall be laid waste without an inhabitant. All right, so America is going to be completely destroyed by the time the Lord is done with it. All right, so all these phony ass storylines that they try to put on TV talking about a guy who goes into Waukesha and he drives like Jake don't move like that, bro. Yep. You got to come with better plan. You got to come with better bullshit.
You got so about we terrorists.
Yeah, like Jake don't move like that. You know what I'm saying? Jake would never go get into a car. That's not how Jake moved. Oh, I'm just going to go run over white people. Nigga, are you kidding me? Jake is busy in the hoods doing dumbass shit. Now they made marijuana legal. All Jake is doing is getting high, walking the streets. You see it now. They're docile as hell. You think Jake is doing, because it's pagan. Oh, I hate all you guys who celebrate. Nigga, guess what? You can't even tie it into this truth. You know why? And I'm going to do a whole lesson on that. You know why? Because we don't preach that. We don't preach violence against people. We tell you that what the Lord is going to do to this place. Right. Okay? We're not telling you, well, we're going to go pick up a car. Nigga, don't you see sodomites running around? What does the law say about sodomites? Right. Do we go out there and execute that judgment? No. All things are lawful but not expedient. So that's a faulty narrative to even push. And let me get home. I'm gonna break these. Yo, man, we're gonna go all into it, man. I purposely haven't gotten the time to go into it, the Lord, but we're gonna get into it. We're gonna break it down step by step. The news media is full of shit. All right, and we're gonna debunk that storyline that they're trying to push, because if you say he committed a crime, persecute him. Take him, he's a criminal. Charge him like every criminal. Right. But nah, no. His case is different. Black Hebrew Israelite, nah, bro, you're not gonna do that shit. We're not gonna let you slide with that.
We gotta relate. But wait, but we say this. Hold on. If that's the route you want to go with, why don't you apply that to everything?
Right.
Why don't you say that? Oh, well, you had this individual, right, who went and shot up a school. Well, let's go look at all white individuals that believe what he believes, and then let's demonize them all. Exactly. He was a middle-aged Edomite. Find all middle-aged Edomites, because that's how they think.
You got this dude, and then they always take the guys who have such crazy ass criminal records. A nigga who got his life is all wasted anyway. Right. And they'll just get him and be like, look, if you do this, we'll give you less time. We'll change your identity. You'll be nowhere to be seen no more. Nobody's ever gonna hear from the story ever again once the narrative is pushed out, because the people are too distracted to go find out. Yo, what happened to that guy who was? Remember what happened last year or 2 years ago with the Jersey shit? Yep. What happened to those people, man?
Something Anderson.
Yeah, David Anderson, I think. Yeah. What happened to him?
The reason why the feds came down.
Exactly. What happened to that case, man? What happened? Do you guys close it? Is he in jail? Was he shot up? What happened? It just goes away out of nowhere. Fucking bullshit, man.
Yeah, but they know they're gonna try to tie it in, because then they have records.
Right.
Remember the lady in the Congress area thing? She was like, yo, show me. Yeah, she was like, show me why. Give me the proof. Show me what you're talking about. Right. So that's what they do. Do a little sign here. Oh, we did talk about it. Put it down. I put it down. Then later on, oh, this, oh, that, oh, this, oh, that.
Look, bro, if somebody goes around doing dumbass shit, they have to be persecuted to the fullest extent of the law. If the law says if you go shoot, you're going to be in jail, put him in jail. That's the end of it. Don't try to, well, he used to have beliefs. Nigga, fuck a belief, nigga. We're talking about what he did. What he did. So don't try to tie it in. Everybody who says those, nah, bro, it's not going to work. I told you, it's not going to work. You devils always use these diversion tactics, funny little games, propaganda. We're going to break you devils down. You wait till I get home.
But you know what? They're still going to do it anyway, because according to prophecy, they got to. So even if it doesn't make sense, somewhere, somehow, it's going to be possible, because they got to do it.
I was just going to make the point. Elder Yashawamba did a video, I want to say maybe more than a year ago, maybe a year and a half, where they came up with an article. And I remember this number specifically. It said that how so-called African Americans are 51% of mass shootings.
Wow.
I'm like,
really?
51%.
Chicago?
Is that right?
But then you look at the individual who shot up, dressed like the Joker, and went in the movie theater, Edomite, even colored his hair orange. You got, I believe his name is Dylan Rue. The guy who shot up the church, Edomite. Most of y'all, it had one in Russia that shot up a school as well, like maybe a month or two ago. Edomite. It's y'all who do these things. We're not doing that nonsense.
Jake is not known for that that type of shit like mass shootings. Nigga, Jake just do this gang on gang violence bullshit. The things that you always say we do. That's what Jake is known for.
Right.
But just like we're gonna go out there and commit violence on regular people because of what we believe in. Jake don't move like that.
Serial killer type
Yeah,
shit?
nah, Jake don't. That's Esau shit. That's an Esau thing. That's an Edomite shit. Like, oh nah, I just got up because you niggas said something I didn't like, so I came and blew everyone away. Don't you do that on a large scale? You go to different countries to fuck people up over some policy bullshit. Oh, they don't want to use my dollar, so I'm gonna come in there and wage war on you. That's a demonic, satanic fucking thing to do, man.
Yep.
That's Esau.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We know you, man. We know. Scripture says, what? Never trust thine enemy, man. We know who our enemy is. You're not gonna play that shit with us. The Lord said what? Scripture says that we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. So we understand your devices. We know your tricks, man. You just make shit up just to persecute people. You are the real problem, and you get mad because we come out here week in, week out and tell the world, we tell the Most High, we tell the world exactly what this devil is doing. We explain to the world what is happening, current events, past events, future events. Every disaster you look at, you got Esau somewhere in it. You got this devil somewhere rolling in it, man. Whether he's the one starting it, he's the one continuing it, he's the one finishing it, this devil got his hand in some type of disastrous shit, right? So when you bring it out, they say, nah, you can't bring that out. You know what? We're gonna accuse you. We're gonna create things and then tell the world, you see what they do? God, you see what your people are doing? And then most are looking at you like, nigga, are you kidding me, bro? I can see everything. I can see everything, man. So, hey, man, it's about to get real crazy out here soon, man. When people start to see it and put the pieces together, you're gonna be overwhelmed, but the Lord is gonna open your eyes and you're gonna see it, because you have to see it. And a lot of people are seeing it now. The covering cast in America is being shattered every single day, and people are seeing it. They're like, damn, this is how bad America is. Yeah, we were trying to tell you for all these years, man. You know?
Even going back to Haman, I got you real quick. That's what he did. Nigga got tight over what more. Just Mordecai ain't give him the reverence. He said, "Look, I want to exterminate all the Jews."
Right.
That's the Edomite shit. If I can't have it, nobody can have it. It blow up the whole earth. You know what I'm saying?
And Mordecai made mention that, you know, this is some generational beef that you got with me. You don't just like me as a person as being a Jew. Your ancestors was at beef with my people.
Right.
Before you are Agarthite. What do you?
Agagite.
Agagite. But the point that I was making is that this generational curse that hatred that Esau had for us, we don't only the men of the Lord that's out here preaching His truth really realize that this ain't nothing that just happened, like with drama that's going on in this world, like OJ killing his wife or whatever. Nah, yo, they hated us for a long time, and now they getting able to use their get out of jail free card, man, with Rittenhouse. You know, they constantly gonna be let go over the atrocities, but the Lord is like, nah, this is a fake get out of jail free card.
Because it's a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
You know, we understand that it's all spiritual. You know, so what do we gain? That doesn't even make sense. What would we possibly gain from that? The Most High probably would jack your ass up for that, because that's not what He told us to do. The Lord said, right? The Lord said, if this was my kingdom, my servants would fight. And His kingdom hasn't come in yet. So what did He tell us to do? To go teach our people. We are about our people. Look, man, we'll tell you what your judgment is, but we ain't gonna issue out your judgment. That's the Lord that's gonna do it.
Yeah, the brother got a precept. This is Prince of Yahweh 6. This is Psalms chapter 5 and 6. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Lord will abhor the bloody and deceitful man.
That's it. And He would abhor him. The Lord, hold on a second. First off, the Lord said He hates you. So, if I hate you and you come up to me with some shit, I'm already looking at why you're wrong. I'm already looking at the other side. Yeah, I'm already looking at the fault. Like, you told me, yo, this guy just did this to me. Well, I hate you, so why did you do that? Yeah, what did you do? How can I justify what he did against you? So you come out here, you try to accuse. How is it that somebody I hate is gonna come to me trying to accuse somebody I love? Think about that for a second.
Who I know is a liar.
Exactly. Somebody you hate, some dude that's grimy ass shit, some dude, you know, you just wanna mess him up every time you see him. He's gonna come up to you talking shit about your son, you know, or your wife or your brother. You know, yo, and he doesn't. Yo, that dude right there, man, that dude is always on some shit. You looking at this nigga like, yo, what? You know, that's how the Most High is looking at you. So you just keep doing your shit, and you're gonna be surprised as to why he's gonna destroy your ass. Thinking, well, why don't you turn on them? You know, look at all the shit they're doing. Yeah, nigga, but I hate your ass. You know, you're the cause. If you ain't put the guns in there, they wouldn't have access to the guns. You know, if you ain't put the drugs in there, they wouldn't be doing all that. You know, that of course niggas be doing wicked shit, but you add to it. You know, if this is a small fire, you pour gasoline and make it a big fire.
And if those things that you say are such a problem, why do you have a problem with those who don't do those things that you say is a problem?
Right.
Look at us. We're so civil. We pay taxes like everyone else.
Law-abiding
We're
citizens.
we're the most law-abiding citizens you have in this society. We don't do drugs. We don't do any of those stupid shit that goes on. We don't do illegal shit. We don't own guns. We don't get into that worldly shit. All we do is the scriptures, man. We have a standard that we live by. That is not a standard of this world. So when you look at somebody like that, you can respect that. Like, you know what, man? You're in a different type of time. You don't cause problems. You don't cause trouble. If anything, we try to avoid problems, man. We'll be drop you off. You be the one to take the L. Be like, you know what? Let him go. It's fine. I don't gotta get all crazy. You know, something is happening. You're always looking for the true way. Like, you know what? Let me find the best way to solve this problem.
De-escalate the situation.
De-escalate the situation. So how can you look at people like that and say, oh, they terrorists. Oh, look what they're saying. They believe that America's going. Listen, we telling what the scripture says. You can read it for yourself. Even if we always say it. Even if we never came out and said it, it's written. You read it, you see it. You know. So you try to attach the hatred that you have for the prophecies to men who are speaking those prophecies, because it's easy to do. If we were so-called white people saying all these things, you wouldn't hate us as much. But it's because you're looking at us like, yo, these niggers, man. How the hell do they have all this power? How do they have all this knowledge? Like, we did so much to keep them down, and look what they have. It's a hatred that you always had, man. It's the Lord who put that spirit on you. And the same way you feel about us and the Heavenly Father, we feel the same way about you. But guess what? We're very civil about it, because we understand the prophecies. We understand once we in our state, in our condition, in our heaven, that's your hell. At that point, there is no negotiation, man. You're not going to be using propaganda, because you have no power. Right now, as we speak, you have no power. Your power is being demolished right now as we speak. By this weapon, by this book. You see? And that's what's causing you devils all the hell. All this problem that's happening is because the men of the Lord are exposing you devils. That's it.
Yeah,
They're being exposed.
They know their time is up.
That's it.
You know, and they know, pursuing back to Jeremiah 50, that's exactly what's about to happen to them.
So I just want to make a quick point. Also, when you read in, I believe it's in the book of Leviticus, we're not brute beasts. The scriptures teach you how to treat your servants, how you're supposed to treat a Hebrew slave. Now, if you're such a God-fearing country, if you really uphold the Bible, why don't you abide by how you're supposed to treat your servants? Well, look at how you treated the Gada. Look at how you treated the Native American Indians, and then you called them a savage.
Right. Hypocrites. You know, the Most High hates hypocrites. So that's why that's going to happen to you.
He's a hypocrite, he's a liar, he's a murderer, a thief. You're everything that the Lord detests, man. And then you're going to go around and try to go against the ones who are doing the things that the Lord loves. You're crazy as hell, man. You devils can't do no. You're nuts if you think you're going to do something to a man of the Lord, man. You can't do shit. You can't do anything to a man of the Lord. You know why? Because we're protected by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because if you could, you would have been done. You'd have been done things a long time ago. You know how many people bring out the truth, and then they say, "Yo, they got all these. They got people following them, secret agents, men in black coming to their houses and shit."
Right.
Why don't you pull that shit on us?
Right.
You can't.
Right.
That you put a video on, I forgot her name.
Yeah, I forgot her name too, but
She had the duck.
Yeah. You know, she used to work with Merck back in 2002. That same company that just resurfaced in the news talking about
they want pills.
Yeah, they were into the Vanessa business.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a business. They're selling a product to the people. That's it, and they're making money. I forgot the amount that they make every minute or so. It's like 1 million or something like that, some shit like that a minute. Every minute, bro. We've been here for how long? An hour, 2 hours, and how much money are they racking up?
Man,
You know.
At people's expense, man. You know. Go ahead.
And Salaki, I heard there was a pastor who was making so much money. He said, you know what? I'm gonna go forget about the church, because the church is losing money now. A lot of people leaving the church, so there's not a real business to make. So I'm gonna go into funeral homes. So he's investing in funeral homes because he knows these body counts are about to start rising. This Vanessa stuff about to start. He said there's a business. It's like food. Nigga, it's not gonna go out of business. Drinks, that's not going out of business anytime soon. You know, in their minds, of course. You know, so he's into the dead bodies business. That's what he's into. You know.
Got it.
Just like investing in prisons.
Oh yeah, that's a big.
He's like, yo, I already made all the money I can make off of y'all with these sneakers. Yo, let me invest in something else that I know that my people is heavy involved in, which is penitentiary.
But you know, if you invest in business, then you know what you gotta. If you invest in prisons, you know what else you gotta invest in. You gotta invest in drugs. You gotta invest in guns.
Which
you gotta
you
invest in
have.
all those things that's gonna get them prisons filled up.
Right.
You know. So if these devils, that's why they do that. You know. Because they set up an environment that will lead to those prisons being filled up.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 4. In those days and in that time, saith Yahweh, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping, they shall go and seek the Lord Yahweh their power.
So you know this is in the future because at this point, like I said, the kingdom was already divided. It was split. And the northern kingdom had already been taken out of their land. So Jeremiah is talking about a future prophecy about Israel and Judah coming together to what? To seek the Lord. Go ahead.
Verse 5. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, Come, let us join ourselves to the Lord in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten.
And that's what we're doing now. Okay, by the Lord raising us up and us coming together. That's why we got the sign out here. Okay, so people see it. That's who I am, and we're what? We're coming back to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, repentance. Okay.
My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains.
And a matter of fact, let's get is that Micah 3? Where it says, I think it's Micah 3:1. It says they have pulled off.
3 and 2.
3 and 2. Done. So, like it says, the shepherds have caused them to go astray, because you had all these shepherds are people. The same way a sheep follows a shepherd, Micah. All right. The same way a sheep follows the shepherd's lead, that's how Jake follows these leaders that come up. You know, but all these leaders that came up are misleading them. All right, they're causing Jake to remain lost instead of gathering them to bring them back home, which is the truth.
It's the book of Micah chapter 3, start off at 1. It says, And I said, Hear, I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel. Is it not for you to know judgment? Who hate the good and love the evil?
Now, like it says, is it not for you to know judgment? Because you're the heads, you're the princes. You're the ones that the rest are going to listen to. So shouldn't you know judgment that you can direct them in the right way?
It says, who hate the good and love the evil.
So they hate the good and they love the evil, and that's how they're scattering the Lord's sheep.
It says, who pluck off their skin from off them, and their flesh from off their bones, who also eat the flesh of my people, and flay their skin from off them, and they break their bones and chop them in pieces. As for the pot, it says, as for the pot, and as flesh within the cauldron.
Right. So now this doesn't mean that they're gonna grab you up physically. Yeah, cannibalism. You know, and start slicing pieces of your thighs off, and then, man, that's good. You know what I'm saying? That's not what it means. You know what I'm saying? Putting you in a pot, some Hansel and Gretel type shit. You know, stirring the pot and shit. Like, damn. Yeah, let it marinate, put some spices on there. You know, you got the fat black woman in there, throw it in there. No. All right. But when you read in Ezekiel 37th chapter, the same way, that's not literally a skeleton coming up and then, you know, flesh coming on them like Iron Man suit and shit. You know, just everything. You know what I'm saying? Just, no. But it's talking about the truth. Us receiving the truth and coming alive. And so what these false leaders are doing is they're taking that. You know, here it is. You tell them the Israelites, they tell you, no, you're black. You know, you tell them the name of the Lord is Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai. No, it's Jesus. It's Christ. You know, it's Most High Christ. You know, Most High Christ. You know, all that shit. You know, so they're flaying it off. We're putting it on, but they're taking it off. We're giving them the truth, and then they're stripping it. They're mixing it up. No, the MOTV is not this. You know, it's actually this instead.
What do they say is a new shit now?
Hegemony. Yeah. And all that extra shit. And it doesn't even make sense.
Hegemony.
It's like when like you have a country like America that says that this is the new way, you got to do this, and if you don't comply like with that, like Iran, you can't be a part of it. You can't be a part of trading with us. You can't be a part of dealing with us. You know, like you'll basically be sanctioned out and all of that. But the scriptures tell you that it said every man, right? It says both small and great, free and bond, rich and poor. So what country do you know is in a jail somewhere? You know, it says everybody, and plus, hold up, who it says here in the book of Revelation 13 and 16 that everybody, right? If you don't have it, you ain't gonna buy and sell. So yeah, all. So what about the country that is that hedge? That country, does it not apply to them as well? You know, and you telling me that Iran can't buy and sell if they don't want to deal with America? Of course they can. So, but hold on. What if Iran says we ain't gonna comply with you? Are they gonna be delivered? Are them Elamites gonna get beamed up?
Right. And now, what country is gonna be that one calling the shots? Is it America?
Right.
Because right now, China is looking like they're getting more power than America now when it comes to the financial sector. You know, trading goods and so on and so forth. When you talk about money and superpowers, America is not the number one no more. So when are they gonna ever turn into number one? We'll go take pictures.
Yeah.
When are they gonna turn into number one? Out of nowhere, fight against China, Russia, and then become the superpower again, and then give that mandate? And how long is that going to take?
Right.
Where can we prove that in the scriptures? We can't. It doesn't exist. John didn't see that.
Right.
What he saw was something. What we're saying it happened.
But in the
It's gonna
forehead,
happen.
how do you put it in the forehead though? Oh no, it's the mentality. It's
the philosophy.
philosophy. And then the hands, the work. You know, the work you put in. You know, you grab it and then, you know, you're doing the work and shit. It doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense.
So I just wanted to make a quick point. When you go to that, I believe it's Revelation 13 and 16. When you go to that word receive, it's the word didomi. I think that's how you say it. And there's two definitions that's passed. One definition, it says something to be administered.
Okay. All right.
And then the other one is to give one to someone to follow him as a leader and master.
Now look up the word hegemony in Google.
Those things that you just mentioned is exactly what they're doing right now with the Vanessa. They're administering it. They've used that word. We're administering vaccine. They've said it, and then they're also using the feeling of you need somebody like to tell you how to do it. Niggas is really asking Fauci. So is it safe for us to come to celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas? Oh, you know, if you've gotten, you know, your 2 shots, you know, then yeah, you go ahead and take the booster. But I don't see why you can't go spend some time with your family. You can, you know, you can. But don't be too free. You know, still remember that this thing is still there. You can still catch it. You know, you're not all the way safe yet. You know, we're not all out the woods yet. So, you know, be mindful. You're waiting for a father figure to tell you how to do your own shit. Who cares what Fauci got to say, man? You know, but they're using the same tactics. They're administering it from a perspective from a point of authoritarian. You know, what's it called? There's this term I mentioned it the other day. There's this term that goes into how they feel in terms of we are the fathers and we tell you what's best for you because you're not good enough and bright enough to make your own decisions on your own if we leave you to be free. So we have to capture you. We have to put you in a bind, and then we have to tell you, dictate to you how to live your life. You know, I forgot the term. If it comes back, I'll say.
Hegemony says leadership or dominance, especially by one country or social group over others.
Right. So, like it says, read that again.
Yeah, leadership or dominance, especially by one country or special group over others.
So how the hell is the MOTB leadership or dominance of one group or country over others? How is that? How is that? So if I don't follow your leadership or your dominance, that means that is that what the Lord wants us to do? In essence, he does. But how are you going to make me follow your leadership and dominance? How are you going to know if I'm doing it or not? You know, how are you going to prohibit me or punish me if I'm not doing that? You know, China ain't doing that. So does China not have the MO? You know what I'm saying? So, but wait. That would mean that the MOTB has always been there then. Because going back to the ancient world, there was hegemony. You know? So where's the destruction? It doesn't make sense, man.
The scripture says that he calls us all. You can't cause all to come to even... No, the whole world is not going to come to agree on one religion. They're not going to all agree to one government. They're not all going to agree to, want anything. One
Currency.
language, huh?
Currency.
The only thing that we all have in common is buying and selling.
Right.
We could America could trade with China. America is here, China's over there, but we could still trade because we have something in common. The common grounds of trade. So if Esau's mindset is, look, we could really run this shit. All we gotta do is control the process of buying and selling. If we control that process, then we can tell you how to do it. And if you're not down with it, then you're asked out. You see? So the cause of all is going into the system, the structure that's being built right now. With conditioning the people and also the physical structure that we're looking at right now. All these so-called private sector businesses are running into that metaverse vibe. Everything is digital.
Right.
You've heard UBI. You've heard central bank currency. You've heard central bank digital currency. You've heard Bitcoin. You've heard cryptocurrency. You've heard all these things. And then you've also heard microchips. Now, huh?
Be careful with that.
Yeah, microchips, that's a word,
Yeah.
Now you're hearing the word, is it Omicron?
Yeah,
Which is when you look into the Greek, it says micro. So they're already ingratiating those words together. They're putting it in your face little by little. That's part of the causeth, man. He's fashioning the word and getting you ready for that ultimate prize, which is that thing,
That's right. And if you go into the word causative, like we had in class a couple weeks ago, it's preparing.
Right.
So with causative, like you said, all the Omni chip and all the Omnicron and all these faceted ways that they bringing about the ultimate, the MOTB, the ultimate goal. And the word causative is the preparation process for all these things. So when they saying that it's something else, what we looking at right now is scanning. Everything is barcode and it be scanned. And what falls in that category is the microchips.
The MOTB.
That's it.
MOTB. Because they coming hard. They're coming hard.
You right,
I
you
use
right.
The
You
pop
right.
keyword. But let's go back to Jeremiah. MOTB, the rice.
Word.
I said I'm gonna call them rice eaters because that's pretty much what it
Rice.
is.
Word. The dirty rice.
That's it. Block that. Put a keyword on rice. Like there's not food channels on YouTube that use the word rice. It ain't gonna go for them.
Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 7. All that found them have devoured them. And the adversary said, we offend not because they have sinned against Yahweh.
Yeah, so that's the attitude. And that's I believe in the book of Judith it mentions that, that when we're with our power, you can't touch us. But they know that once the Lord is mad at us, that's when, they're able to come in and do what they do because the Lord is not going to do anything about it. We're vulnerable. Like the reason Antiochus Epiphanes was able to do what he did was because it tells you it was in the time of the Lord's wrath.
Go off and then he fucked us up.
That's it. And in doing that, the nation he used to mess us up, he had to raise them up. So they knew that. That's why it says it right there.
The habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. Remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans.
Now is that talking about physically getting passports, hopping on planes, getting the hell up out of here? No. But pursuant to Micah 2:10, you gotta flee out of this place spiritually. Okay?
Remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans. Be as the he-goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise up and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man.
And those arrows are going into those missiles. All right, those ICBMs, those super hypersonic missiles. All right, those various different means that they're going to be launching them over here. Okay, and all these nations are going to do it, even up until, as it tells you in Revelation 17, America's allies. They're also going to burn her flesh with fire. Okay, and that's going to be by way of those missiles.
And just to add to your point, Elder Apostle Tahar did a video, I'm not sure if it was yesterday or the day before, he did a video with one of the missiles called Archer.
Oh,
Something
wow,
Archer.
that's a spirit. Look at that. Look at that. Because you see that word a lot. That is drawn, shot by a mighty archer.
From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be of a expert mighty man. None shall return in vain.
Keyword expert mighty man. Not just a mighty man, an expert. That means somebody that has experience, that is an expert using the bow and the arrow. And he's a mighty man, because when you actually shoot a bow and an arrow, you can't, that shit is not, it's not the string. When you pull it, it takes strength. You know, it's not some light shit. You know, you may see it on TV that, you know, like it's easy and shit. Nah, nigga, you try pulling that shit, you like, oh, this shit mad. If you don't hold it right, you strap the, you know, hurt yourself. It takes strength in order to pull it back, hold it, you know, aim right, and release it.
Perfect trajectory.
Perfect trajectory, yeah, exactly.
It goes up and then
It arches.
Yeah.
It arches, yeah. You know, so you gotta know all these things. An expert mighty man. So that's how when those missiles are shot off, they're gonna, the scriptures say they shall not break their ranks. Meaning one is not gonna hit another, you know, or cause an explosion midair. Oh shit, we gotta recalibrate that. No. They got missiles that can detect and avoid. Because a defense system tries to shoot down the projectile before it touches the land. But they're able to weave those, okay, through sensors. They have heat-seeking missiles, you know, that they can direct themselves. You know, they can move throughout, weave different things.
There's the book of Joel, chapter 2, and verse 7. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone on his path, or in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
And that's talking about the missiles, all right? It sounds like it's talking about people, but it's actually talking about the nuclear missiles. Because when those missiles hit, it doesn't matter what they fall upon, it's gonna be devoured. Because it's gonna be that point of collision, and that impact, and that blast radius, and everything within that span is just gonna, like Peter said, the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Verse 9, it says, they shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the walls. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief.
So you're gonna have these missiles when they come, you know, they're gonna be hitting. You're gonna have some missiles going around and hitting. But when that hits, you're gonna see that fire, like they show you in some of these movie clips, just going up, filling through the street. Like this block right here, you're gonna see that fire just sweeping through, climbing up the buildings, consuming it, keep on going. There's gonna be no escape from it. That's why the Lord is gonna need to beam up his elect. Because it doesn't matter how fast you are, you can't outrun it. There's gonna be no way. That's why the Lord said he's gonna sweep it with the besom of destruction. So just a wave of fire, just burning everything.
That's crazy. Within 1 hour, man. You're literally gonna see America just decimate, just buildings and buildings and states, cars, people, trees, animals, you know, just eroding just like that. And we're gonna be up looking down, like a sea of glass, like it says. And we're just gonna be looking down like, damn, look at this shit just and you know, when you're in that high altitude, you can see the actual landmass. So we're gonna be above watching America burn as we're at the top looking down, praising the Lord, man. And we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it like it says, like a lake. Because it's gonna look like lava, like water. You know, like we just read, it's going through the windows and all that. Once it hits, boom, the fire, like Titanic. When the ship starts to sink,
the water,
it just starts to just pick up. And the Titanic was sinking. America is a Titanic, man. And the Lord is going to consume America, not with water, but with fire, man. America's going to sink. The Titanic is sinking, but it's going to be decimated by fire, man. It's over.
That's right.
It's over, man.
We're going to witness that, man.
That's it.
It's going to be such a great sight. That's why the Lord said it's going to triumph the deliverance from ancient Egypt because of how intense it's going to be. You know, seeing the chariots alone is going to be intense, but then getting beamed up. I mean, imagine the how fast your heart is going to be beating, seeing missiles coming, you know. I mean, some might hit far back and you may be here and you feel the earth just shake, boom, you know, you're like, oh, car alarms going off, people, you know, glasses shattering, the earth shaking, you know, the TV, and then it goes off, helicopters and shit, you know, and then the chariots, laser beams, people screaming. And then you, oh Lord, Yahweh Shabbat, you know, you calling on the Lord, and then yeah, it's getting dark, and then you see the missiles just coming, and then you know, and then you just get beamed up.
Hey, and missiles gonna be flying in different parts of the earth, so you're gonna be hearing the breaking news.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna be hearing the sound of different lands getting hit. You're gonna be hearing the sounds of helicopters, flight jet.
Yeah, the fighter jets.
Yeah, you're gonna be hearing it, and people gonna be shook, like, what the fuck is going on? And it's gonna happen suddenly.
Yeah.
You're gonna think everything's Gucci, but the next thing you know, like, damn, they've been talking about World War III for a minute. We've been hearing it happening, but now all of a sudden it's getting real. Oh shit, yo, they said they got 15 minutes, they gonna blow this shit up. Yo, they're going back and forth. Yo, the military saying this. Yo, we can't control. We've been seeing UFOs. The UFOs, every time we try to set up our defense system, America, we're sorry to tell you this, but our system is completely done. We can't turn it up. We can't do nothing. And these UFOs come and land right there, and then they disrupt our whole system and our plan. We can't even lock onto them. You know, we're done.
Yep.
Yesterday, I was in the living room. And on the news, I actually posted it this morning. On the news, on Fox News, they were talking about the chariots, man. And they got this guy on, and he was basically saying, he's like, yo, man, look, this thing is no joke. He said, they always come around and fuck with our military. He said it. He said, they always coming for the military, and we thinking it's a different country, but the technology is like, if it's a different country, we're fucked. But we don't think it's a different country because we don't want to be that fucked. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna give it to, oh, it's just extraterrestrials. But in that, we hope they're allies. I said, boy, look here, look, if any country or any extraterrestrial is an adversary to America, we're on his side. We are on their side no matter what, because we're against America.
Right.
We're against the ways of America, man.
Right.
Why? Because America doesn't uphold the standards of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? And guess what? If you come at us and say, oh, how can you say that? Guess what? Our history, we could say that based on our history alone. We ain't come here all joyous and shit. Look at the conditions of how we got to this land.
Right.
So by default, we could be mad about this place, man.
Why wouldn't we?
Why wouldn't we? You know? But they don't want to hear that. They want to hear the fight for equal rights
Happy
bullshit.
slave.
Yeah, happy-go-lucky niggas. Nah, man, we ain't with that shit. We're not with equality. We don't want to hear none of that because there is no such thing as equality. The Most High don't preach equality, man. Deuteronomy 7:6 says something completely different. All right, he chose us above the whole entire world, man, above all these other nations.
Wait, but these Amalekites, they don't see anybody else as their
Hell no.
equals.
They call us goyim.
Yeah, they go around like, yo, no, man, the way if you can understand their Yiddish that they speak, they always talking shit about somebody, man.
Yep.
Always talking shit about somebody, man. If you work with an Amalekite, I'm telling you, when he goes home, you are in the discussion at dinner table. You know? And these fucking niggas and shit, man. He got the nerve to say hello to me. You know, this fucking heathen, this Goyim got the nerve to say hello, man. I wanted to just grab a knife and just, damn, this man, all I said was, yo, you want me to hold the elevator for you or some shit? You know? It's filthy black hands. He's grabbing on the elevator door. Now I gotta press the same button and shit. And they get upset and shit. The wife, no, calm down. So they don't see where it's no equal. So how the hell you gonna come telling us that, wait, hold on. You don't call them supremacists. Then you gonna call us black supremacy. Whenever it comes to that, it's always a dark themed evil thing, you know, black supremacists, you know, like what the fuck are you talking about, bro? The Most High is dark skin. So is the world creator not a black supremacist? You know, is Yahweh Shai dark skin? Is he not the son of the creator? Wouldn't that be a black supremacy? So-called black? The angels are dark skin. So is that not also a dark supremacy? What the hell are you talking about, man?
Before the time of the Renaissance, what did you do? All right, what was happening during the time of the Renaissance? And before that, what were you doing, man? You see, you got to go into that. You don't bring up the things that you do. When we bring it up, right? When we bring it up, you get mad, and you try to demonize us for bringing the truth out. Why? What's the problem, bro? If what we're saying is not true, and it's all a whole bunch of bullshit, just let it rock. Don't do nothing about it. Just leave it alone. You know, it'll just go away. The people are not gonna believe him anyway. Fuck them. Just go with that attitude, man. But you don't do that. You stay watching us. You watch everything we say. That's why, a brother's channel could get 2 strikes. And then you go through the whole 3-4 month trial that they put you in YouTube jail, and then you come out of it, and then right then and there, they'll go back and strike a video that you did a year ago, right? Like, oh, this right here,
The day before.
Yeah, like, nah, this right here, it can't fly, so, you're still in prison now. You're still in YouTube jail. Yep. Like, what? Like, that house doesn't even breaking the guidelines.
There's a new term, and I've been getting that in them emails. Been updating on you, and they never tell you specifically what it is. They just, we've updated this, we've updated this, we've updated this. Then, yeah, Then a week or two later, here's a strike. Here's a strike. We took this video down. We're sure you weren't intentionally trying to do this, so we didn't apply a strike to your channel. We just took the video down. You know, well, this is actually technically violence towards children, so with this we're gonna give you a strike, but you can appeal it. Then when you appeal it, they just look at the shit and leave it, and then they might give you another strike. You know?
The violence to all people.
Yeah.
Violence to all children.
Yeah.
You want me to start talking?
Yeah. Because you had mentioned that. Violence against that brother, yeah. Because you know, you had mentioned about what were you doing in that time. Well, that time was, that's why they don't teach that in school. Because that was the time they were called quote unquote black supremacy. The Byzantine Empire, those were dark skinned people ruling. You know, King James was a dark skin. He came from the line of the Stuart Kings. So they were dark skinned people ruling Europe. You can read the book, The Missing Link. It tells you about that. You know?
Revelation chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
And the bottomless pit is Europe. And that chain that he had, well, let's read what he's going to do with that.
And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent.
The dragon, that old serpent. Now, why is he known as that old serpent? Because his old ass goes all the way back to the garden. Okay, that deceptive. When you actually look up the word serpent, it tells you it was like a sly, cunning, crafty man. So that serpent in the garden was not an actual snake, because ain't no woman gonna sit there and look at a big ass python. This ain't Jungle Book. You know what I'm saying? The big ass python slithers over to you like Harry Potter, slithering and shit. Like, yo, what's up? Yeah, what the hell are you? This ain't nah. Even this guy, Balaam was freaked out when his ass started talking back. You know what I'm saying? His donkey. But you gonna have a serpent coil up, and here it is. Adam go pull up, and his shorty just sitting there. Oh yeah, oh wow, that's crazy. And the snake like, yeah, nigga, can you believe you actually told me that shit? He's like, you a talking snake. And so I laughed, and then I slithered away. No, a woman is not going to entertain that shit. It will, because it wasn't. And what the hell does a snake know about fucking left-handed philosophies? You know what I'm saying? Is a snake gonna be performing rituals and shit? You know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta slither this way, you know what I'm saying? You gotta slither back, turn the light can't. No, it was an actual individual that was introducing a different way of life towards Eve. And her dumb ass looking at the shit, and it says it was pleasing to the eyes, right? Yo, because you can do this, you can do that, you know, you can do this, you can find out this, they can read you this, they can do that. Oh yeah? Let me go tell my husband about it. You know, let me try to get, and you know it wasn't like an overnight thing. She didn't just come one day, hey, baby, you know, this talking snake told me we could do this. Oh yeah, all right, let's go do it too. No. What happened over time? Like some Delilah and Samson shit. You know?
She thinking about it, like, I don't know if I should tell him this. Over time, like, you told him yet? I told you, he gonna listen. He's home, he drunk now. Go talk to him. Come on. Tonight, in bed chamber, you say it to him. Tell him to try it. You know? And Adam, what you mean? Yo, these churches, bro. So you mean to tell me that Adam is so weak that his wife come up to him and tell him, like, yo, a snake told me this shit. Yo, and you believe that shit? Like, yo, a snake is talking to you and you actually believe that shit? What the fuck wrong with you? Were you high or some shit? Like, you must be delusional.
He gave it his magic apple. I ate half of it though.
You could
take the other half.
Like, what?
Oh yeah?
Nah, bro, men are not engineered like that. So even that, he'll be like, what snake is that? I'm about to kill this snake. This nigga out here talking about women. You whispering to my wife.
What you trying to slither into her mind?
Right. You know, snakes that talk, bro.
Yeah, that's slick talk.
The slick talk.
Yeah.
It's never been recorded in the slick talk. The snakes are slick.
That's it.
When somebody's being slick, that means they're being deceptive. Right?
You could call somebody a snake. Somebody who's a snake means that they all like in the background just doing shit, sly here and saying this shit.
Exactly.
You know, and if you call somebody a snake, really that's like fighting with. It's like it's so, yo, fuck you trying to say?
You're deceptive. You're cunning. You're sly, like Esau.
Yep.
What are they doing now? Ain't they doing snake-like activities? You know,
That's
coming around
that old serpent.
That old serpent, man. You know,
coming around telling you, no. Fauci is a perfect example of a snake.
There you go.
Because he comes and tells you this, and then he'll turn around and say, no, I didn't say that. What do you do in Congress? No, we didn't fuck. No, you don't know what you're talking about. Then the NIA said, nah, bro, we actually did that shit. Stop capping. Well, that wasn't this nigga. He got caught. He got caught slithering, and then you know what I'm saying.
But he's not in jail.
Nah,
he's not in jail. But guess what?
He's a snake.
He's a snake. But guess what? They're gonna jail people who say, nah, I'm not down with this thing.
Yep.
You are the criminal now.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the real criminals get to stand in front of you and be paraded as the saviors of society.
That's it.
Ain't that some snake-like shit?
Because they snakes.
Deception, man.
Yep, they sliding around the shit, man. But the Most High gonna chop the head off your snake ass.
That's it. That's it. And we are in that time where your house is going to be doing that chopping off.
That's it.
All right, we at the leg of the statue, man. We at the time.
Toes.
Yeah, the toes, exactly. We at that time where prophecy says that an entity comes down.
That stone.
And exactly. That Deus ex machina. He comes in a time where no one is expecting it, in a very unexpected time, to change the course of history.
That's it.
And within 1 hour, this history that was built up over the past 500 years will be done. Obsolete. Completely finished, desolate. All right?
Yep.
And you can take it how you want. That's what the prophecies say.
That's it.
So it's just a matter of time for you to see that reality come to pass.
That's it.
All
The
right?
true knight is shining armor.
That's it.
So that old serpent is going back to the serpent-like individual, which it wasn't just one man, it was a group of people. Because when the Lord, during the time of creation, it says, male and female created he them and called their name Adam. So you had a collection of spirits that were created in bodies on the earth of different nations. They just weren't known by that name. Okay? And so this Esau's spirit was on the earth, just wasn't called Edomites. The same way we weren't called Israelites, we were called sons of God. All right? But the same spirit was there. So yes, Abraham was an Israelite. The same spirit, that line, it's just later on he came to be known as an Israelite. That's all. So that old serpent is going back to Esau. Keep going.
And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan,
Which is the devil and Satan. He's a deceiver and an adversary.
and bound him 1,000 years,
And bound him 1,000 years.
and cast him into the bottomless pit,
And cast him into the bottomless pit, which is Europe. Go ahead.
and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more.
Right, and that seal was a spiritual seal, meaning that they were on the bottom to where there was nothing they could do to come up into power. The same way we got a seal upon us now, all the way going back to the time of slavery, you had all those revolts, but Jake is still on the bottom of all these generations because there's a seal upon us. And the Lord put that seal upon them during that 1,000-year period, the dark ages as they call it, because it was a dark time for them, but we were in rulership.
That's why they don't keep those times in the books. You don't really get history on the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
They're not going to show you that. In school, they only teach you shit right after that time. Right after the Dark Ages, that's when they really get into
Renaissance.
like Renaissance era. And shit like that's really when history begun with these devils, man.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
they'll go into a time of the Greeks and a little bit and so on and so forth, the Roman Empire. But Renaissance era is really when they tap into their old shit. They call it the revival, the rebirth of Greek and Roman texts. Because the time after that, they got taken down. They were down and we were ruling. You know? So they had to come back as a rebirth, Renaissance.
Yeah, because you know what they'll tell you, the church. That's all you hear, the church.
Right, the church.
The church was doing this, the church fathers, the early church fathers. Hold on a second. So what happened to who was ruling? Who were these church fathers? What nation of people were they? Oh no, they were just the church. You know, then you had this guy Martin Luther with the thesis and all that shit. And then after, the Protestant Reformation. Then after that, you know, the people started the Enlightenment period, they called it. People started enlightening themselves past the church. So they said, no, the church is saying this, but really we got to do this. Then they became new art. They said art wasn't allowed unless it was based on the church, but people started doing their own thing. Get the shit out of here, man. These niggas came up and said, yo, word? You know, let's go up in there. Let's start taking this shit down. Read about Oliver Cromwell, you know, about how they executed the Jake Kings. And they took over and they changed the whole parliament and everything. And then they started putting us in slavery. And then they started deporting our asses over here. You know, that's what happened. That's why it says they should not deceive for 1,000 years. But after the 1,000 years, what does it say? They shall be loosed. And them devils been loose from then up until now.
Verse 3, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that he must be loosed a little season.
But that's when they started coming up into power again. All right, Christopher Columbus, you know, Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand, you know, and all of them really started with the Spaniards, and then you had the rest of the European powers, okay? The conquistadors and all of that. That was Esau coming back into power. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto
Okay,
them.
jump down, because when you read Revelation 20, jump down to verse 7. Because when you read Revelation 20, it'll jump, it actually jumps in time. Once again, another reason why these scholars don't understand, you know?
It's just like a dream.
Yep.
Dreams are not always chronological.
Yes.
You'd be like, yo, there's a part where we was in like this place, and then you give it, okay, oh yeah, and then this happened, and then it's like, yo, remember how when we used to grow up with that place, it looked kind of like that. And then it's like, yo, you over there, and it's like, you'd be like, damn, but like, if you were to write it all down, it would be hard for somebody to put the pieces together. You see?
Yeah.
Now you have to come back and be like, oh yeah, then you give a better description of it, an explanation to what you saw. You know? So
Yeah,
that's pretty much right.
You'd be like, nah, because we were over here. No, but before that, we were actually
Right.
over here.
And then we jumped, and
Yeah,
it was like,
and then
all
we
of a
turned
sudden-
around and saw ourselves
Yeah.
here. But then after you know, we was like in the park, and then we saw this guy. He said something to us,
Right.
and then we went back to where we were at, you know, in the house. And then you were saying this, see?
Right.
So you read the shit in chronological order. Wait, so did you go to the park before, or did you say what you said in the crib before? Gotta have the spirit. Oh, okay, really? The reason he said this to you in the park, that's talking about something after that, you know?
Yep.
That's it. So, jump to verse 7 real quick.
Revelation 20 and 7. And when the 1,000 years were expired, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle.
So now dealing with that, because the second part is going to go into that war, that World War III. But the first part, when they came up into power to deceive the nations in the four corners, right? So you had the Borgiers, you know, getting into it. When there's a show called the Borgiers, where they actually got their way into the clergy and the Pope and the papacy and all of that, and then they had these ecumenical councils to deceive, because you had the Catholic Church, which was like spreading its influence all around, which Catholic means universal. You know, so they would set out these councils. Oh, Christmas is really this. You know, there ain't no Passover no more. No East. This is how we're doing things. Job 9 and 24. And from there, they just kept on going. Renaissance art, Renaissance letters, Renaissance this and that and that. Renaissance books, you know. And up until today, that deception is going on, and they've just been upgrading their ways of doing so. So let's go back to Jeremiah 50 and try to, you know, go through it.
I'll stop. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 10. And Chaldea shall be a spoil, and all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith Yahweh.
Shall be satisfied, saith Yahweh. See, because in Habakkuk it says, shall not all these take up a proverb against thee? You know, saying, how art thou, you know, because, and even going into Isaiah 14, it says that they shall narrowly look upon her, saying, how art thou brought down? You know, talking shit to her, you know?
Is this the man?
Is this the man?
Nations?
Right. They're going to be satisfied because why do you think that even the EU is going to turn around and shoot missiles on America? I mean, America's going to have to be, NATO. America's going to have to, you know, for them to do that. And after they do that, of course they're going to be satisfied. Because if you drive them to the point where they're going to turn on your ass, of course they're going to be satisfied. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage. Because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls.
And the heifer is like a cow, a nice fat cow. Okay? That's it, a nice meaty fat cow. And it says a heifer at the grass. Because they're going to eat, and that's Esau. He's eating. And the scripture said when he's about to fill his belly, you know, you fattening your ass up, not knowing that you're about to be slain right and prepared for the fire. You're being made ready for the fire. Because America's that altar, okay, and it's being made ready. And really, America's the sacrifice, All right, the Lord is about to light that fire on your ass, and your burning is gonna go up to the heavens and burn and burn and burn. You know, that's it. You got something?
Yeah. There's a book of Job, chapter 20, and verse, I start off at verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he's about to fill his belly, going back to the process of him eating, right? The Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
And when you go into the word wicked, it's not wicked as in evil, but it's going into actually like laborers. So you're gonna have Jake, you're gonna have these other nations, they all gonna tear into Esau's ass. All right? Just when he thinks he's about to hit that peak. See, he's engineering chaos, thinking that he's gonna be able to control it at the end, but it's gonna spiral out of his hands. See, he's starting that fire, but he's not gonna be able to put out that fire anymore.
Right. Continuing, it says, shall cast, that says, when he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
And what is the wrath of the Lord? It's going to come by the weapons of his what? His indignation. And what are the weapons of his indignation? The nuclear missiles. And it says what? It'll rain upon him while he is eating. So in the process of fully accomplishing his NWO, the Lord is going to destroy his kingdom.
It says, verse 24, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
Which are the missiles. Okay? So there ain't going to be no escape for this devil. All right? Or really his system, his empire. Because the actual elites, the Lord is going to preserve them. And we're going to seek them out, and we're going to find, and this is going to be fun. We're going to have spiritual power, and we're going to know exactly where you, like in Dragon Ball Z, they can sense your power level, you know? You thought you could hide from me? You know, they turn around and see your ass over there. You know, the nigga running at super speed and shit, and they catch him. We're going to be able to do that. You know? We're going to come, you know, there might be a bunker or a door. You know, you may just use your eyes and just beam that, you know what I mean? Just beam a hole through it. You know, or just use your telekinesis and just grab that shit like Magneto and just throw the door somewhere. And just grab them, bring them up, you know? Put some shackles on all their necks and just load them up.
We did that to us.
Yeah, you know, and they're gonna be the first batch of crops, man. You just lift them up and just turn them around and shit like, yo, look at this devil. You know, just look at his ass, his red ass. Oh, please. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna act like they ain't do nothing. You know? And he's gonna be shaking this nigga around and shit.
You gonna be begging?
Yeah, begging. You know, please don't hurt me, please don't hurt me. You gonna be looking at Jacob Rothschild. Yeah. His freckles on his head and shit.
Yep.
You just slap the top of his head like, nigga, shut your ass up. I don't want to hear shit. Man, take his ass to your house shot, man.
That's it.
Hey, it's like the movie, not the movie, the show Game of Thrones. You had a Khaleesi or what's the other, damn, the dragon chick. Daenerys Stormborn or whatever. Notice how when she got the dragons, she went around all the different kingdoms conquering. And she had this large ass army, the Unsullied, something like that.
Unsullied, yeah.
Unsullied, you know. Now you know they were, you know, whatever, but she had that army and they were going around conquering. And then they would bring whatever happens, they would bring it back to her. Well, really, it's gonna be a Hawashai going around with his elect conquering. This is actually gonna take a process of time, but when we come up, because we're gonna come, the Lord is gonna come in the midst of the war and the heat, and He's gonna raise up His elect, beam them up, change their bodies, and the first thing we're gonna do is come down and end this war. So we're gonna actually come down and fight and we're gonna destroy all these weapons, because initially they're gonna still try to fight until they realize, yo, they're losing the war. You know, because you're gonna have men, angels, elect men, you know, just zooming left and right, just grabbing tanks and flipping this shit, destroying shit, and then we're gonna go around subjecting all these different nations and countries to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You know, the Lord might say, hey, yo, this group, you know, under such and such, you guys take the east, you guys take the north, you guys go here, you guys take this, you know, go and, you know, do what you got to do. You know, so hey, it's gonna be an interesting time, but that's gonna be the beginning of our empire. you know, of the kingdom of heaven under Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Where we're gonna go around in righteousness like it's about time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about damn time. You know, like, man, I dare wanted you to say some shit. You know, you bet. Look, man, you better bow down. That's what's best for you right now. Cause we gonna look bigger. You're gonna see us looking like gods. You know, you may see a brother coming down, descending from a chariot, just floating and shit. His feet ain't even gonna touch the ground. He's just gonna be up there just like that. You know, just looking around, scanning. You know, I won't hurt. Bring it to me. You know, whatever the case. Hey, but we gon' according to the scriptures, subject everybody under Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. And the Lord said, those are mine enemies that would not that I should reign over them, bring them hither and slay them before me. So you may go to a certain area and it may be a stronghold. They may have their idols and shit. They may have their guns, their AKs and shit, trying to shoot at you and the bullets just bouncing off of you.
Because we're gonna be made gods. We're gonna be made indestructible.
Right.
And that's a problem, Esau. You can't handle that.
Oh yeah.
Because when we say these things, look at how you're bugging out over so-called UFOs, man. It's like it. And we're gonna have power beyond that.
Right.
You know, the Lord said He's gonna make us gods again, and we're gonna have power over the angels. We're gonna judge angels, man.
Right.
So the angels are right now in our present incarnation. The angels minister unto us, man. We speak, we ask the Lord for things, and the angels go ahead and do those things that we ask the Most High for. You see, so in a way, they still, you see, and they're way more powerful than us right now in this in this present incarnation.
Right.
So imagine when we get changed into the highest estate. You know, what you gonna do then? You know, that's why the scripture says, what thither calls the mighty ones to come down.
Yep.
So the Lord is, when we saw 2 weeks ago, all right, that was the beginning. Okay, yeah, that's the beginning of the armies, yeah, coming down. And soon you're gonna see them just a big portal, and they just flowing through it, just coming down, and they're going nice formation, and you're gonna know the writing is on the wall. You're gonna see the writing in the heavens.
Yeah.
The sign's already there. You know, so we inch closer and closer to that time, man. I wouldn't be surprised if we start off 2022 with some heat, man.
So willing.
Yeah, you know, with some heat.
Yeah.
Because the way things are moving is only, the Lord is just going to intensify it, man. The days are flying.
Yep.
That's another prophecy right there. The days are flying, man. You know, what else is the mainstream media not telling the people that if they were to know, they'll piece it together and be like, yo, this is prophecy, man. What other things are they not telling you? Everything we tell you is happening. You know, it's not no conspiracy shit. It's actually real shit that's happening, man.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, we know the future, man. We know, I mean, think about it, right? As a kid, you might say, "Yo, you know, I want to be able to, you know, see the future. I want to be able to tell
Right,
that."
we used to
could
do that.
As kids, you may
Yeah.
want, super. Imagine you could tell the future, like I could be able to tell mommy and shit. Well, we know the future now, and it's a real thing. We're telling you, look, this is what's gonna happen, and it's actually happening. You know, so all these things are not make believe. They're not fairy tales, man. It's reality. So let's go back to where we were. Actually, as a matter of fact, pause there, because it's going to be a lengthy chapter. Jump actually to, since we're, you know, the topic is switching, 2nd Ezra 13, and just hit a few verses in that dealing with Yahushua's return. You know, because that's ultimately the time we're in. We're reading about Babylon going down, but what's ultimately going to be that finishing off? Who's going to deliver the final blow to cut off the head of that serpent? Revelation 19 says what? Yahushua took the body of the beast, the false prophet, and cast. You know, so Yahushua is going to come to deliver that final killing blow, right? And then the credit is going to go to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, because the Lord said what? He put everything under Yahushua so that Yahushua being under him, everything could be under him. That's it. How optimized of a solution is that? Instead of me doing no, I'm going to leave it to you. You conquer everything, I'm over you. I'm over everything. That's it. You know?
Start my elect, bring my elect first.
That's it. Hey, so
Yep.
hey, the Most High, look, man, in the heavens, the elect, I'm gonna put it like this: the elect are known, they're beloved, they're established, you know, in esteem in the heavens. You know, like that's the order. That's the order. The Lord has set it up. These members, these spirits, these are my special. Nobody, my inner circle. Nobody touches them, and I put them on the earth for a purpose. But when the time comes, I'm gonna put them in the positions and the rankings that they are supposed to be in all of existence. You know, so the elect are gonna be the top individuals in all of existence.
Hey man, you think the Most High is going to put his coveted words into any old body's hands, man? He's
Right.
not going to do that. He chose men who are looked at as nothing in society. That's good enough for him, because then once everything is said and done, people are going to see it. Then shall it be known who are my chosen?
Right.
You know, people going to see all these things and be like, wow, they are the ones who are
Oh,
numbered,
Wisdom of Solomon 5.
counted as worthy, numbered as part of the chosen.
Our
Them?
data sons of God.
There you go. You know, because people don't see it like that. Even family members. You know, they look at you as a regular old, you know, he always like that. Yeah, he always been weird. Yeah, he into that Bible stuff. You know? But if you pay attention and listen, just shut up and listen. And let's go into it. You be like, damn, bro, my fault. I didn't know it was like this. You know? I didn't know it was like this. But the time we're coming in, everyone's gonna know it was like this. Everyone's gonna know. It's just gonna be too late for certain people. You know, because we seeing what we're saying is something that's always been. We're telling you what America is. It's a shithole. Yeah, it's a place of Satanism, disgust, all right, atrocities that you can't even speak of. That's what happens here in this land. Okay, so if we're telling you all these things, you can't see it. The Lord is going to open your eyes to see it. And once that happens, you're gonna be in a state of hurt. Because you'll be like, damn, this whole time, yeah, they were building against me like that. I thought it was for me. Damn, I didn't know these people hate me like that. And that's a tough position to be in. That's why it says, they shall not regard the kings nor princes, because you got into a state of regret, the state of turmoil. Like, yo, you told me all this shit, and I did it, and you still telling me, nah, I can still go fuck myself? Nah, bro, I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to unleash on you now. You know?
Because they're gonna be desperate. They're gonna be in a position where ain't nothing else to do but what they gotta do. Like, you know when they say you gotta do what you gotta do to survive? Yeah, that's what they're gonna be doing. That's why the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Let's hit a couple of verses in that and then we wrap it up.
Want me to start from the top?
Yeah, start from the top.
2nd Ezra chapter 13 and 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof.
And it's spiritual because Ezra was in Babylon having visions about future Babylon. And Yahweh shall return it. Go ahead.
And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong.
Now who's that man? That man is Yahweh Shai. Real quick, get Psalm 68 and 17. And it's gonna back up what he's about to read. You go ahead and read it.
And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him.
Right, so what should come to mind? That man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, Psalm 68 and 17, like we just read, Revelation 19. And the rest of the angels follow him on white horses. Those are the chariots, the thousands of heaven. And then it says what? When he turned his countenance to look, all they trembled that were seen under him, because Revelation 1 and 7 on down, right? All tribes wail because of him, because they're going to be afraid. They're going to see a giant. People are afraid of big things. Put it like that, right? So when they see a giant chariot just boom, dark, blocking out everything, and they look up, they're going to be shook. What the hell is that? You know, and then in their mind, they've been programmed to believe that they're a threat, because Esau says what? They're a national security threat. You know, Esau said, look, I'd rather they be China or Russia, because we could pick up a phone and call China and Russia and try to talk it out. But if this is some ET,
Or we could go to war.
yeah, or we could go to war. But if this is some ET, man, ain't shit we could do. This is an ET. You know, what you gonna talk about with this? Nah, man. You know, guns.
Psalm 68. Yeah, like with one switch, they could EMP the whole Gulf Coast.
Just that shit. I forgot what movie it was, but a chariot came, big chariot, and stopped. They didn't for days. It didn't do anything. It didn't say anything. It was messing with the electricity. No, actually everything was fine. And they were like, yo, what's going on? They try to communicate with it. Do you come in peace? All that type of shit. Then a couple days later, all of a sudden, all the power just shut off. Boom. And then shit started kicking into gear. They were like, oh, okay, now we know what kind of energy you come with. You're not trying to talk. You know? In all their movies, the chariots don't come to talk.
All right. This is Psalms chapter 68, verse 17. The chariots of Yahweh are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai. in the holy place.
There you go. So as we read, he's coming with the thousands of heavens because the angels are innumerable. You got thousands upon thousands upon thousands, you know? And them angels, man, they are powerful. They don't get tired. So imagine, I mean, just one angel could come do the job.
Billions of angels.
Yeah, like
There's
imagine.
billions of us.
Yeah, exactly. Like imagine, remember what the angel was doing when the Lord sent the angel to plague Israel because of what David had done?
Yeah.
All he did, he said, he just for a couple of days, he just spread his hand out and plagues, thousands were dying. The Lord's like, yo, chill out, bro, chill out. You know, even at the time of Ezekiel, angel was he was going and putting it in that way. He said, Lord, are you gonna kill everybody? You know? All right, chill out. Easy, big fella. This time, because them angels went, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what? So, and they did that during the time of the Greeks to, what's this guy's name? Heliodorus. It said they basically jumped him to the point where he was about to die. Then they came back and said, you better thank him. You know what I'm saying? Because if he hadn't prayed for you, man, I would have beat your ass till we got to the spirit world. I would have beat your ass as we were going up to the spirit world.
Hey, that's the same thing happened to Ptolemy.
Yeah,
when he went to Central, you guys asked what, you got stomped out.
Yeah. Hey, Ptolemy the Fourth. When you read in the history, it says this proud demon tried to go into the temple. And Jake was like, yo, you can't do that. And it says the second he tried to do that, Most High hit his ass with like a seizure type shit. And this thing was like laid out. And after that, he's like, no. I gotta get these, fuck that shit. You know? Pride to Esau, man. So we read about the thousands of heaven. Now let's go back. Keep reading on that. So really, it's going to be overkill, but the Lord is doing it for theatrics. You see, He has to do it that way. So that's why He's letting them build all the way up. Because it wouldn't be a fun movie if we just say, yo, just take it down, you know, just kill it. No, let it look like that. Bring on the armies. You're not going to need all of them to do that, but you know what? Bring it on anyway.
Because your house has to set the standard. It has to be a statement that you make.
Yeah.
Like, look,
Yeah.
all through our history, every time there was war and there was a takeover, it was another person with a military that came from a different land. Came over, whooped your ass, and took over your shit. Right? Israel, we went through that many times, so we're very familiar with that. Go through all the scriptures, it tells you all that. The Lord said, look, you're going into that land of Canaan, there's niggas over there. I'm going to show you exactly you're going to have to take these niggas out. We're going to plan it, we're going to plot it, we're going to scheme it, we're going to make it happen. Now, think of this. In history, you have an entity that comes from a different realm. Hold on, wait a minute. That's a whole different ball game right there. A different realm comes in and destroys the most powerful land within 1 hour.
Oh shit.
You think any other nation is gonna ever get up and be like, oh, we gonna go to war now, we gonna fight? Nah, nigga, they just took out that one country that has been running shit for so long that we all gotta listen to. The so-called most powerful country in the world gets taken out within 1 hour.
All right, the whole system.
The whole system is down. You start a whole new shit. America is no more. What do you think Russia gonna be doing? You think somebody in Africa gonna be like, yo, it's our time. We're gonna have to take our shot now.
Right.
Russia, China, yo, let's come together. Let's go fight against this common enemy.
Oh, what's that guy's name? Wakanda.
Yeah,
They're gonna pull out with they stab.
Right, exactly.
They bald-headed black women and they stab.
Right. You know, like they're about to fight some shit.
Nah, I
No,
ain't
bro,
doing that.
that's a statement your house is gonna make.
Yeah.
And once that's done, no one's gonna open their mouth and speak against the Lord. You can't. Because you just saw America get slain within 1 hour. That beast, that dragon that nobody, what's that? What nation went to war against them? No nation will ever be like America. And your house
Who can make war against them?
who can make war against them? You know, just like in the time of Rome, these other nations and territories around Rome were scared, man. Because Romans will take you out. Even Antiochus was scared of Rome. You know? When they told him, look, if you do this, you come to war against
Fall
us.
back, man.
He got tight. And he unleashed it on us. You see what I'm saying? So imagine that. That's a proud demon right there. And he got stopped by the Roman Empire. So imagine America now. Mad countries buckle when they hear, oh, America gonna come against you. Yo, the dollar, they buckle against that shit, man. And your house gonna come in and make work with them, quick work within 1 hour. Nobody's gonna come against that power. No one.
Hey, he feared Rome, but guess what? When the Lord got his ass, he was crying like a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, oh, look, how you go? Yo, he said, I'm about to make this place a burying ground for the Jews, man. I'm gonna kill all these niggas. I'm gonna destroy you. Now you laying on the ground, all hurting shit. Like, yo, I'll make these guys the top of the top. I'll give you the best of the best. And let me actually start writing that down. Start writing that down. Make him this. I myself, I'm gonna worship you, Lord. He said, nah, nigga, you gonna die. That's what you gonna do. And it's gonna be a painful death. you can't run away from the judgment of the Lord, man. So like you said, that's what the Lord is coming to do. He's coming to make a statement. And after that, no, the day that the gods came down, that's how it's going to be known in the history, right?
Yeah.
The day the gods came down. And it was a dreadful day. They're going to be telling stories.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to, yo, man, look, oh my gosh, have you heard about the day? They say that city, Jerusalem, that's the city of the gods. You know, that you can actually see people flying. Oh my gosh, I want to go to Jerusalem. You know, that's why it says they're going to bring their gifts onto us. You know, like, yo, how was it? You know, they're going to get like the chief of the city to take the gifts to us. And then when he comes back, they're like, how was it? What did you see? Did you see one of the guys? Yo, man, they're like, it's a whole, the gates are so huge, and it's gonna be, the Lord is just, that's why I say he's gonna beautify the meek with what? With salvation. It's gonna be unimaginable.
Yeah, these Edomites don't like what they see us out here, huh?
Yeah.
They always like, look at them.
What they doing here?
Look at them. It's like, come learn, come.
Hey, it says we were made a spectacle.
Yeah.
You know? So that's all right. Through the foolishness of preaching, it pleased the Most High.
Right.
So that's all right.
That's right.
So read up until it says he destroyed them, and all that was left was like dust and smell of smoke.
Verse 4. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, they all burned that heard his voice.
Right. So it wasn't like Yahweh was singing an opera. Okay, now it says she's going to cry like a travailing woman, which is a war cry, but he's going to be giving out those commands from his chariot, and the mouth of his chariot is going to open up, and those beams are going to come down. And it's going to be concentrated fire, concentrated energy. And that's what's going to burn anybody that felt that. Okay, anybody that the beam is coming for, you're going to disintegrate. Yep. Be into powder at his presence.
Continue, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire.
Right, because if you look at a wildfire, you're going to have life. And after the fire burns, the life is going to fail. The earth is going to fail. The trees are going to burn. The grass is going to burn.
And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number.
Right, so Ezra is seeing, imagine him seeing these things. He's seeing the chariot. He's seeing the beams come down. Then the Lord shows him another scene where he may see, like it says, we saw what?
And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men.
Right, so he turned around and he sees all these armies gathered together. Go ahead.
Out of number.
So he couldn't number. He couldn't count. He couldn't, a million, he couldn't count. Go ahead.
From the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
See, so they gathered together with the purpose of subduing Yahweh Shai. You know, so they all turn. Oh, no, we got that's the enemy right there. You know, wave one, go. Then they fly off the little helipad shit. They start going up.
But I beheld, and lo, he had raised himself a great mountain.
So, in this time, we're gonna actually be here looking up, seeing jets and planes flying in one direction, and seeing chariots flying around them. You may see a chariot that may go shrink and then enlarge, you know, may just shoot beams here. We're gonna be seeing some shit, man.
You're gonna see, it's kind of like seeing an eagle when it picks up a prey, and then you see the wings of the prey just kind of like, the feathers. If it's a bird, how the feathers just get all messed up.
Yeah.
You're gonna literally see a chariot just literally fly into a fighter jet, boom, and the fighter jet explode.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh shit, and the chariot just gonna be like, all right, move on to the next target, boom, boom, boom,
Yep,
boom. You'd be like, oh shit, we're gonna see all that, man, and we're gonna be like, damn, bro, that's why it's gonna get it.
It's gonna be scary, dangerous. You know, that's what it's gonna look like very soon. And like we said, it's prophecy after prophecy. And once that MOTB comes, man, the Lord's gonna turn it up. Because even a nuclear war is gonna be some crazy shit. Like, yo, what?
Yo, I seen a video, this is years ago. There was a plane or something that was flying or something like that, and then a chariot literally came and stood right on top of it for a minute. And then when it left, I think it exploded or some shit happened. The plane, it would start going. It was some crazy shit that happened.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, damn. So chariots could do that.
Right.
You literally come land on you, put whatever it is on you, and then the system is gonna start overheating. And next thing you know, you have an explosion in the air, like fucking combustion. What's that shit called?
Spontaneous
Combustion, man. You gonna have somebody in the sky. Oh shit, yo, we trying to escape, go to Mars. And then you're gonna be met by a chariot in the top, like, yo, what's up? Where you going, bro?
Where you going, bro?
You don't read the scripture? You can't leave the earth, nigga. Sit your ass down.
Turn your ass
And then
around.
boom, just like that. Just boom, just explode, man. We're gonna be seeing all that. Elon Musk gonna try to escape. Hey, yo, just go hide in the bunkers and wait, nigga. Why you trying to go up to space for? Like, where you going? Chill out, man. We all gonna be here.
Yep.
Just try to be like, go to England somewhere. Just wait. Just go be rich and just wait over there. You got your billions. I seen today. I was saying it. From 27 billion to over 200 billion dollars over the past year. So you made a lot of money. Go enjoy and chill out and wait. We're gonna come see you.
What they're gonna find out is, like it says in Proverbs 11, riches profit none the day of
Yeah.
wrath.
Yep.
See, nobody's gonna be thinking about money.
Right.
Trust me. The comforting things that people kill for, women, box, money, cars, riches, you're not gonna be thinking about that. When that time comes, people ain't even gonna know what to think. They're just gonna be like, what is going on? That's why it says they were in fear, right? At the strangeness of his salvation. Looking up, like, first people are gonna be, what the hell is going? Oh shit, people are going beamed up, but then they're gonna see the missiles coming and realize, oh, that's why they're getting beamed up. Getting beamed up is actually a good thing. I want to get beamed up, but you're gonna get beamed down with the missiles.
Man, when you hungry and somebody starts talking about some other shit, you like, yo, that's not me. That's what I'm talking about, bro. I'm not even thinking about that shit right now, my nigga. That's how people gonna be in a state of despair. You know, like when you broke and somebody starts telling you about going out, how do you feel? You get pissed.
Right.
You're like, yo, my nigga, why you been talking about that right now, bro? I ain't got money for that. You're not thinking about cars and bitches.
Right.
You're thinking about, yo, I'm hungry. Like, I need food. You see? So in that time which we're entering into that time, man, believe it or not, we're actually in that time, but it's only gonna intensify. You see, it's happening, you just don't know it yet. Look what's going on in Australia, man. Look what's going on in Austria. If it was happening here in America, how would people go about it, man?
It's coming.
It's coming. They're already doing it to people around the world. Don't you see how the virus started? It started somewhere and then it fled, and then next thing you know, we the one taking the brunt of it.
Yep.
You know? So it's coming. It's coming, man. Believe it or not.
It's on its way. Go ahead.
I'll read again. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain,
Which is his chariot.
and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not.
Meaning the ends, you know, where it was cut out of, but he couldn't because that's how huge the Lord's chariot was, that you couldn't even see the ends of it. Go ahead.
And after this, I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight.
So you know he could see, because it says they were so afraid. So you can tell when somebody's afraid. You can see fear. You know they're all like, yo, shit, like, you know, hey, but whatever, you know, we gotta go do it anyway. You know, they get in the planes, they start flying towards it, shooting the bullets and shit, and they shit, it ain't gonna work, but they still gonna fight because the Lord's gonna force them to fight. He's gonna put the spirit on them to do so. You know,
you're gonna have the army general, you know, Miley, whatever. He gonna come on and be like, hey, Commander General, look, all our systems are failing. I think we should retreat. And he'd be like, you stand there, look at her, he'd be like, retreat. Nigga, go get your ass over there, go keep fighting, nigga.
That's it.
So they're afraid, like, yo, hey, what we're seeing is we haven't seen anything like this before. I mean, look at the speed. We can't even catch up. Like they're running circles around us. This is technology we've never seen before. We need to retreat, sir. Sir, I repeat, we must retreat. He's coming, we must retreat. And he's like, no, nigga, stay over there. You gotta stay, nigga. We gotta escape.
they engage.
Engage.
Then they're gonna bring in the big guns. See, that's how Esau moves. He ain't gonna tell you to retreat because he's gonna think, all right, you know what? Now bring in phase 2. Right. Bring in the super fighter jet armor shit. All right, so press the button. It opens up. Then it comes out. Then like some Omni-Man type shit. They bring the beams and shit.
Unleash the space strike weapons.
Yeah, they'll do the space. Unleash the dragon. Not the dragon.
The dragon.
You know, they bring the dragon and the Most High, and destroy that shit before he even stands up right. You know, they gonna be standing. That's the dragon. What happened to the dragon? That's when they gonna realize, oh shit, we fucked.
You see that? We spent $1 trillion on this.
Yeah, we spent years working on that.
In seconds.
It didn't even get to deploy, and that shit just pew, boom, done. These niggas are gonna be screwed, man. All right, bring in Dragon 2.0. There's no more dragons, sir. So this place is gonna be so destroyed. That's, man, man, that's why we're not worried, because that's gonna be the future. Look, if you kill us now, that's still gonna happen. You know, Go
Look,
ahead.
bro, the Lord has done it many, many times. Go into history. How many times did us as a nation cry unto the Lord in the time of need? And he always came through.
Right.
And when he came through, whoever was coming up against us,
Oh.
you got your ass whooped, man.
Oh, yeah.
Bad.
Oh, yeah.
And you had to go back and tell about it.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? If you didn't die and you made it, you went back giving glory to the Heavenly Father.
Yep.
And that's the same thing that's gonna happen here. For years, we've been getting our ass handed to us, man. And there was no one who came to our aid. And now the Lord is like, all right, it's time for me to take you up out of that.
Yep.
Because it was me who was doing that to you. So now I'm gonna take you up out of that, but I'm gonna start with the elect.
That's it.
So the elect is gonna be calling upon the Lord automatically. So he's gonna listen. He's gonna listen because and we know our Father that he's not the one to change.
Yep.
He changes not. He's not a man that he should lie. He told us all these things will come to pass, man. He said there's gonna come a time of trouble, a time of pain, but I will also deliver you from the same.
That's it.
Right? So we in that time, we gotta stay in that same spirit. Believe on the Heavenly Father. Those same spirits are back here again. We believe it on the words. We're seeing it happening. You know? So everything that he said to happen, that's gonna come, it will happen, man.
That's it.
Though it tarry, wait for it. And we've been waiting. We see it come to pass, so we're rejoicing. We're rejoicing, man, because it's a time for righteousness to spring throughout the whole earth, man.
Says truth shall flourish,
Right.
and evil shall be quenched and overcome.
There you go.
And that's what's going on right now.
That's it.
Go ahead.
And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude, second Ezra chapter 13, verse 9. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he set out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight.
Right, so now Yahushua wasn't doing some freaking Naruto fireball jutsu type shit, blowing fire out his mouth, but it was coming from his chariot. And you notice it says it fell down with violence. Because when you see a chariot shoot out a laser beam, it comes fast, concentrated, and with force. Pew, boom! You know, when it hits, there's that giant explosion.
Burns everything up.
Burns everything. That's that violence upon who? The who?
So, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a son of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke.
So imagine armies that you can't even number, all coming, and then the Lord releases a beam. Boom! In a matter of seconds, it says nothing was to be perceived. No skeletons, no bones, no remains, just dust and smell of smoke. That's
Proton
just like that.
cannon.
Just like that, wipe them out. Who is going to try to fight against the Lord then? We're gonna be like, damn. Like, oh Lord, thank you so much. Thank you for letting us be on your side, because like this is our powers. I mean, we always gonna have that in remembrance, and we're gonna witness it. So we're gonna be able to always call it to remembrance. So you remember that day, man? Man, even till today, man, the way the Lord did that. You know, we're gonna give praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You know, but that is gonna be the fate of this. So you know what? Bring your Omicrons, bring your whatever you're gonna bring, but make it quick, because that's coming. You know, whether you want it or not, you don't got time. That is coming. Yahushua is coming, and that's what he's gonna bring. All right, and we know you're afraid, but that's okay. It's okay to be afraid. Who wouldn't be afraid? You know, so we're not knocking you for being afraid, but just hurry your ass up. All right, because the sooner you do this, the sooner it's gonna happen, and we ain't gonna stop. So don't worry about us. Don't try to slow. We're not gonna stop. Just do what you gotta do, because we're doing what we gotta do, so we can all fulfill the Lord's movie. All right.
We ain't stopping you. Don't try to stop us.
That's it. You know, we're telling you hurry your ass up. So what's your problem? Because we boosting
Yeah, we
your
on your
ass.
side.
Yeah, we like, nigga, bring your shit. We welcoming it. We ain't gonna take it, but we telling you go ahead and do it. You know?
You got permission.
Yeah, you got you damn demons. But at the end of the day, man, that is what is written. The scriptures say these words are faithful and they're true. All right? Anybody got anything to add? All right, so with that, we're gonna wrap it up. Lord willing, this was edifying unto the elect. And until next time, we first want to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Makadosh. Shalom.
Shalom.